Alright, welcome back to the stream.
Yeah,
we are in Champion Select and we have team... this was... shit, what was the red side? It's team... Forgot to warm up.
Oh yeah.
Team FWU, which is forgot to warm up. And then we have team Kuoles on the other side from Itä-Suomi, representing Kuopio.
Yes, Kuopion yliopisto, we are not.
Alrighty. Yeah, so let us know if there are any trouble with the stream, like sounds or anything. I think we've had it fixed now, but you never know. Alright, we're gonna check the Champion Select now. Actually, meanwhile, while they are in the Champion Select, let's take a quick look at the players. So on the Kuoles side, we'll have... okay, Garo doesn't have a rank because it's a borrowed account, that's fine. We have Finnari, Plat 2, Plat 2, Plat 3, and Gold 1. So at least 3 Platinum players.
Yeah, that is very nice to have some like inter-team consistency. So, yeah. Oh yeah, so we can see from here, like Iku, Tursa, and Stene are both kind of experienced players in this season. Like both have ranked about 500 matches, which is kind of impressive.
Yeah, that's definitely impressive. So I think they might go bottom. We'll see in the Champion Select later. Now we take a look at the other teams. So team forgot to warm up from Aalto University. Plat 4, Diamond 5, Diamond 5, Plat 3, Gold 4. So like similar skill. Maybe Diamond 5, but I mean Diamond 5 and Plat are like similar.
Yeah, there is not much.
Yeah, maybe a slight advantage for team forgot to warm up on the rank side, but we'll see what roles they take. I'm not exactly sure yet. So let's
but then again, at least judging from the accounts, Kuoles has a lot more played games in this season.
Yeah. Alright, so we're back in the Champion Select.
Oh,
Irelia pick and a Akali hover. That is a very strong split push or like skirmish competition with very strong solo lanes. Most likely Akali mid and Irelia top, but we'll see how it turns out. And a Galio pick from Team Kuoles, so we see a more team fight focused composition on their side. So already there's a like divergence of styles. I think I'm expecting FWU forgot to warm up to be more 1-3-1 split push comp, and then a more team fight 5v5 let's brawl kind of composition from Kuoles.
Yeah, I'm really curious about seeing this Lucian this game, but like because last game we streamed, Lucian wasn't really fulfilling his full potential. Like I'm kind of really looking forward to those Lucian plays.
That's true, yeah. The previous game Lucian really didn't shine, although he did get some early kills, so
that is very true, but
that
like
played off.
But he didn't manage to peak around 20 minutes, which is like kind of his point. That is why you pick Lucian, is to like you can steamroll the opponent at 20-25 minutes.
Alright, so a Nocturne ban in the second ban phase. Nocturne quite strong right now, so good jungler, good farmer, and very strong ganks post 6. So that's taken away. And then we see Varus taken away. Not sure why. Maybe one of the maybe one of the players play Varus. And now let's see what team FWU. Okay, last ban is Tom Kench.
Oh, bench the Kench.
That's quite... I don't know. I mean, I don't see Team Kuoles picking Tom Kench if they want to like fight with the Lucian, you know? Tom Kench is generally a better like protective one if you want to protect the ADC. But I don't see it being that good with the Lucian.
Yeah. So far, like all the champions on FWU, they're such that they can carry their own weight. So for example, like Irelia, Akali, Jarvan, everyone can split push.
Yeah.
Split push. If necessary, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah. Alright, second pick phase for going on now, and we see the Severe hovered over as an ADC very late game heavy, and I think Severe is probably the best ADC pick for a composition that FWU is going for. So if it's a 1-3-1, the Severe is one of the best wave clears in middle. So that's why it's a good ADC to have, and obviously a very strong late game AD carry.
Yeah, looks like that Qualis is going for a dive complex. Braum Lucian is a classic. Like they have really nice internal synergy. For anyone who doesn't know, like Braum has a passive that like whenever he hits an opponent, they get these markers which trigger when somebody hits them. Every 4 markers, they get stunned. So with Lucian and his double shot ability, that is very easy to proc. So kind of a safe stun.
Alright, so we see the pick now. So let's see if there are any switches. Alright, there's a few switches. But yeah, let's see. Okay, Dimly middle lane, mid and talk. Oh wait, mid is Iron. Okay, his name is mid and toxic, but he's probably playing top. So let me just see. I'm interested in the solo lane matchup. So Garva against mid and toxic, and Finneri against Dimly. So let's check that out on this end. So Dimly was Diamond, and he was against Finneri, right? So it's Diamond against Plat, fairly high Plat, so
high Plat, low Diamond, not much of a difference.
Not much of a difference, and we don't know Garva's true rank, so hard to say there. But mid and toxic is Plat 3, so still a very strong player. All right, and we're gonna go on a short break here. Wait for the stream delay. But we'll see how these two very different compositions play out. So there's a 1-3-1 against a full team fight. We want to ARAM ball. I really like it because it's a 2 distinct styles, but we'll see which one pans out.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds great.
Alright, so the spectator delay is now done, and we're going to jump into the loading screen and get the game starting very soon. Maybe a short introduction of us.
Oh yes.
So I am Jukka Song. I'm from Aalto Gamers in Aalto University. I'm the current president of the organization, and we organize all kinds of gaming tournaments and esports events. Right now you're seeing the Finnish Student Championships, and this is Christian.
Hello everyone. So Christian here. I've been with Aalto Gamers for 3 years now and been really enjoying it. I'm currently the main organizer of this event you're currently watching. Please join us in a few weeks at the finals. It would be awesome if as many of you could sorry. Morning English. Okay. Yes, please come join us. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, so we're organizing the finals event on 10th of November, so around I think in 2 weeks. On Saturday, it's open for everyone. We have free food and drinks, and a really good event coming up. There's gonna be the League of Legends finals and also the Hearthstone finals, and then some side activity and a really great atmosphere. All right, we're now in the game. Well,
yes, chat, free food.
Let's see if the spectator mode gets working. I've seen this bug before. Okay, it's working. Great.
Yeah, looks like we were the first ones to load. Okay, so yeah. Oh, everybody's heading the same direction.
Is there going to be an early play? I think we might see an early play here happen. I'm just gonna organize the players.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Oh, it looks like Akali's going top. Is it?
Oh,
it's Akali top. Irelia mid.
Oh.
I could see that. I mean, yeah, they can both play either lane, so it's not. All right, early play here coming in. Getting the tag onto Alistar. Is he going to flash? He is going to flash. I think that was a smart choice. If the Braum stun would have procced, he might have been killed there.
Oh, he would have definitely been killed. But so yeah, then again now the bot lane can be rest easy, because there is no going to be any Alistar flash plays in the first few minutes. But then again, I don't think they're strong enough.
Good point that the old team names are showing.
To warm up.
Oh, that looks horrible.
FW.
Yeah.
Less.
Alright. Now it should be all great. And we're back in the game. Okay, a little bit trades early on. I'm really interested in this Doran's Blade purchased by Akali. I used to be an Akali main myself, and I've never really started Doran's Blade, so maybe I'm not up to the meta, but that's an interesting first buy. Oh, wow, this Jarvan is going in early.
Oh.
Forced the flash from there, but Irelia going in and getting the kill.
Oh,
Very
that's huge.
Amazing play from Team FWU. And now the Alistar going in, hitting the level 2 first, trying to catch the Lucian. Lucian still has heal, gets the heal, and cannot kill them.
Alistar cannot go in because he's like increased on procs, and then if he goes under the turret even one step further, he's dead. So, very well played by Braum.
But a massive advantage for team forgot to warm up in the early game. So a kill in mid and almost kill and recall at bottom. So very well played.
Look at all of the creep score that Lucian's going to miss.
Yeah, he's going to miss a lot.
Like Braum is a very strong support, but he's not really the one that kind of push the enemy away. Like he's more of a like allow them to come to you and then stall.
Yeah.
Whereas like Alistar is very happily coming in.
Oh, and we see a little bit of an engage there. Wow, a flash there, but bites a little bit too much off. And it is a kill for the Cassiopeia. Good try by mid and Toxic, but the Cassiopeia played well there, and unfortunately was pulled under the turret, so
yeah, that
got
was
killed.
a really nice flash.
Yeah.
That really turned it around.
Yeah.
It looks like Cassiopeia is still sticking around, trying to get a little bit more.
Yeah, trying to get the wave pushing. Yeah.
I don't think that's really like beneficial. Like you can see, Aurelia's almost there. She's just going to get all the gold. Like at this stage, the respawn times are so low.
Yeah.
That most of the time you're just like better off just pushing all the minions.
Yeah, maybe.
Getting as much gold as you can.
Yeah. Okay, we see Cassiopeia TP to middle lane, catching all that CS and keeping her advantage. And there, and engaged by Alistar, going in. Lucian kiting back. Braum there defending his AD carry. And now maybe Severe a little bit caught out. He's going to be stunned if one more auto attack, but no. Oh, and no.
Yeah.
So no stun for them. A good trade for the FWU side. And Alistar engaging again. Braum now in trouble. I'm not sure he is going to be able to get away. But Lucian going in, taking the trade kill actually. And the fight goes to the favor of Guales. Very well fought.
Because like all this creep damage is starting to push in.
The creep damage is definitely trying to get. Oh, one auto attack away from the. Oh man, I know that feeling. I probably would have done the same. Good try by the Braum, but unfortunately.
Yeah, but even though if he would have gotten the kill, like he would have died to the creeps, so in a sense, nice. But then again, I can't really see the like reward for paying off.
Yeah, maybe. That was a huge creep wave for the FWU had a big creep wave, so difficult to fight under it.
Yeah, but like an interesting twist, even though like Lucian died first.
Oh, we're seeing Jarvan hovering there at mid, right outside the vision range of Cassiopeia. We might be seeing a gank here. Let's see if Cassiopeia decides to push. I'm not sure if she has seen. There he is coming in. The stun lands, the CC chain lands, and that's an easy kill. Oh! What?
What?
So Cassiopeia hit level 6 and managed to stun Irelia right under the turret, and that actually turns into a 1-for-1. So again, a good play by Finnish, keeping him in the game.
Yeah, but still it's good for Jarvan to be there, otherwise it would have just been like... Well, there would have been a kill.
Yeah. Jarvan taking a lot of damage from the minions, and that's a... Skariva? I want if I could question mark pin, if I could ping these guys, I would. That was a whoopsie doody from the Jarvan. Unfortunate for him. I think that was way too greedy and not a very good play.
Yeah, but this is going to be amazing. Like, we're on like less than 7 minutes in, and there has been so many weird moments.
There has been quite a few weird moments. You're right. A fight at bottom. Alistar getting caught now. Irelia coming in. A great ultimate zoning off the whole team, but now Akali is here, going to take down the Cassiopeia, cleaning up. That is a full sweep for team. Forgot to warm up. Apparently they did not forget to warm up, because that was an amazing fight for them.
But you don't forget, this is already the second game. They had their warm up. It was the first one, so now they're like in full fighting shape.
You're right. You're right. So that was quite a... I think that was a 5v4, and the FWU side just managed to collapse earlier than the other team. So we see that, for example, Galio never joined the fight. And there are some big ultimates like Irelia, Akali, and Jarvan coming in, which really just destroyed the Qualis side.
Yeah. By the way, is Galio already level 6? Well, I saw him running halfway to middle lane.
He tried,
Yeah.
but he could not make it in time.
Yeah. But then again, it's like really smart fighting bot lane, because Galio's ultimate, while it's very big, it's not infinite.
Yep. So I think it's a interesting choice that they actually put Galio in the top lane, because he cannot utilize his ultimate as efficiently as if Galio was mid.
Yeah, but maybe they're looking at the opponent team and seeing that, okay, they're like split push comp.
Yeah.
They don't want to fight before like actual team fight phase.
Right.
So maybe they were banking on that.
Yeah, that's possible. And now we see a slight gold advantage for the FWU side. Irelia may be a little bit caught, but good is disengaged with the stun.
Yeah. That is kind of weird. Like, we can only see like a slight gold advantage.
Yeah.
Even though after like full sweep.
That's true. Yeah.
Drake.
Was it? Did Qualis have the early advantage?
Well, they must have had some.
Oh, we see a fight in the bottom lane. There goes down Sejuani, and now Brown probably going down is finished by the Severe. So 2 kills again for the FW side. I'm not sure what happened there earlier for them to be caught. We're gonna take a replay, see what happened here at the bot lane. So the team, oh, it's an engage by the Sejuani, and actually the Severe is very caught out. A great knockup by Alistar, but unfortunately the turnaround is massive. They used all their spells on Severe, did not get the kill, and then and then actually turn around the fight. Jump back to life now.
Jarvan in that team fight, he had exactly the right position before the fight. He was just where he needed to be.
Yeah.
No question about that. Looks like the bot lane managed to catch Alistar, but he doesn't really care because he's so tanky. Can heal, so... Nevertheless, bot lane is going back to get some items.
Yeah.
Looks like Sivir is trying to finish her first item for the game, which puts him really in front of Lucian, but he's still grasping to get the life drinker. Not permanent life drinker, like... what the life blade is.
Wait, which one?
I like Lucian's first item.
Blade of the Rune King.
Yeah, Rune King.
Yeah.
There's a little skirmishing going on here and there.
Here and there, yeah, and we have a comment from Shadow Revner. Galio is stronger against Akali than Cassiopeia, who wants to scale late game. That's true. So it's probably better to have Galio in top, who's better against Akali, and then you want Cassiopeia to be able to farm at middle lane.
Okay. Almost a fight middle lane.
Almost a
Cassiopeia
fight
managed to flash
middle
away.
lane, but Cassiopeia managed to flash away, so nothing happening from that in the end. A good roam by Alistar trying to come mid, but unfortunately they couldn't find the kill on Cassiopeia. Probably didn't want to dive her again.
No, like diving Cassiopeia like is usually a very bad option.
Yeah. Oh, and as we say that, there comes the Hex Flash. And a Hex Flash Alistar chained with the Jarvan knockup. A really amazing fight right there. We're going to see a replay here how they set this up. So there starts the Alistar channel. He jumps over, knocks up Cassiopeia and another one, and chained into the CC chain. Nothing the Cassiopeia could have done.
Yeah, like you saw that Cassiopeia used her ultimate on Alistar. I'm not sure if that was like exactly correct, because after the first few things, Alistar doesn't really do anything.
And we see another kill by FWU just dunking on that Sejuani. The Sejuani definitely underestimated what the team can do there. And it's actually a surprising strength from the FWU side if you look at their comp. They have Jarvan, just wants to go in. You have Irelia, also a great engager, and you have Alistar. So that death ball is actually a really strong 3-man squad right there. Whereas I think on the Coalesce side, you most likely want to be like a 5-man squad, and then you will be really strong.
Yeah, usually like with these split pushers, well, they lack some synergy with each other, but like all of the champions are very strong individually.
Yeah.
So even then there is not that much synergy at this point. It doesn't really matter if your champions are standing like right above the rest.
Yeah. If you look at the gold lead, I think every player on FWU side is leading. Yep, and the leads are building up, so we see a total of 5k gold lead on the FWU side. Rom getting caught. And now Jarvan going in, getting stunned by the Sejuani. TP coming in from Galio. The Jarvan gets caught under turret, but also Cassiopeia dies. And now Alistar in trouble. Severe kiting back, and Akali is here to clean up, kills the Lucian. Galio ult coming in, disengages a little bit, but the team fight of FWU is just so clean. They glide in and out of the turret and kill 4, or actually 5 if you count the earlier kill.
Yeah, and get the turret on top.
And the
fire
turret
drake.
and the fire drake. So the Coalesce squad is actually at a very heavy disadvantage here.
Wallace knows that they're doing the drake, but they really cannot do anything because, well, they're dead or spawning. This puts like at 30 minutes, well, 40 minutes, and 2 drakes, 2 turrets, and a crap ton of kills more. This puts Forgot to warm up in a really strong position. I would really like to see how like Wallace would bounce back from this.
Do you think, like, yeah, what would be Coalesce's, what could they do? Like, if you can stop now, take time out, be the coach of Coalesce, what would their, like, win conditions now be?
That is very hard to say. Like, as we have stated previously, like, they're a teamfight comp, so they would really start to they would really need to catch up someone. Maybe, like, catch Jarvan. Like, he's kind of roaming around. He's very strong. Maybe they would need at least 3 people to take him down. But to do that, like, they would need to appear so weak that they would...
And the assassin is here. Actually, a TP from Cassiopeia, and that disengages Akali. But now Lucian might be caught again. I don't know about this. The Cassiopeia cancelled the ultimate and leaves Lucian alone. Akali does not have ult yet, so actually cannot catch the enemy. But we do see in the meantime Sejuani getting taken down in their own jungle. And Rift Herald released now at top. Galio in trouble. This red team just does not stop. They just team dive or tower dive after tower dive. Nothing Coalesce team can do to stop this.
Yeah, this is looking worse for the blue team by the moment.
And the push is coming in. I'm not sure the Qualis side is even going to be able to deal with this push. And you see the Jarvan just going in, disregarding anything, killing the Lucian and jumping out. Alistar, oh, a little bit caught and gets killed. Jarvan now under turret also gets killed. Good trade backs from Qualis. This is exactly what they need if they want to come back to the game. Up, Braum trying to save his teammate, but that is going to cost him his life. Now Galio going under turret, but cannot catch the Irelia.
Yeah.
That was a messy fight, but still in team forgot to warm up's advantage.
Yeah. Like another thing we forgot to like assess before on the red team side. While they're also like split pushers, they're all really strong chasers as well. So
That's true.
They kind of need to break the opponent's morale and like kind of break their front line. After they start retreating, they can catch up and wipe the whole team out.
That's true.
And that is what happened exactly in the last fight. They got through the
Oh, and there Irelia comes in, tries to... Oh my god, that was just deleted. But now Irelia caught there, a good trade kill. Akali forced to ult out, so all things considered, not so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're looking to re-engage. Now it's a full team fight, but they're very disadvantaged in their goal, but they do get the Alistar. Akali and Severe choose not to fight there. Akali is not so strong without her ult, and Severe, no kiting potential there, so they actually give out another kill to Team Qualis. Very good.
Very nice, but I'm not sure if like killing the tanks and supports is enough. Like as you can see from stats, like the Assassin, Akali and ADC, Sivir, they have never died in this game.
Yeah, I think they really want to cash in on that bounty, so they're gonna get a massive kill bonus if they get that Severe, so we're gonna see if that happens at some point.
Yeah, but like she might be at the like immortality stage at this point as well. Like this Sivir has proven herself already. She has proven to be very hard to catch. She can do a ton of damage.
Yeah.
And has a very good eye for position, so
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes.
Alright, we see the FWU side team pulling a 4-1 type of thing with Akali soloing bottom and then 4 of them now collapsing in mid, trying to push the mid turret, but Cassiopeia and Lucian will clear this wave.
Oh, Jarvan is looking for an engage. Nothing so far.
It's funny because it's only 18 minutes and the Baron isn't in and off, so we have this so the tower siege is not as effective as with the Baron.
Yeah, but then again it's like 18 minutes in and then it's like there's 10k lead in goal.
Yeah.
Oh, well, looks like
Oh, and Jarvan, is he gonna go in? His and an engage by the Team Qualis, catching out the Jarvan. A very good catch by Team Qualis. Now Cassiopeia wanting more, chasing after the Severe, but disengaged by Alistar. Is he going to now be caught? Are they going to chase? They're not going to. They decide to back off, but a very good catch on the Jarvan. However, the other two lanes are pushing. How are you going to deal with this?
yeah, this is exactly what is probably going to happen. Like for this team come to win, like the 5-man team needs to win the fights in the middle.
Oh, and Alistar goes in, and that takes the Braum down. A
Not like
very
this Qualis.
careless recall by the Braum. A free kill over.
Yeah, we're less than 20 minutes in and then there's like already a 10k difference in gold. This is looking very dire for the blue team.
Yeah, there's no room for errors for the blue team right now. They need to make sure their recalls are safe. And now we see actually Baron and Dragon both coming up, and it's the best Dragon possible. Infernal Drake coming up in 5 seconds, and the red team,
Sorry,
look,
Drake.
Fire Drake, looking to... Oh, it's... Wait, what? Oh, probably spectator bug. Yeah, okay, so it's actually a Cloud Drake. And now they're going to try to catch the Akali. They catch him in the ult, chain the CC. Akali flashes away, still has the ult to get away. Very slippery champion to try to catch, but a good try.
Good try, but then they also blew through ultimate and they lost the Drake at the same time, so the grand scheme of things, I'm not sure if
Yeah, okay, a fight coming up here in the mid. Cassiopeia ulti misses and gets caught in the middle by Alistar. now Irelia in the middle of the team, but taken very low, is actually taken down by the team. Galio zoning the rest of the team. Great ultimate by Braum. Now the Jarvan dunk chaining many people in there, and Alistar so tanky, and now Severe going in, and no more follow-up from Quales. Actually a fairly good fight for Quales, 3 for 3.
Definitely, but unfortunately now we're left against with like carry against carry, and well, Akali and Sivir, they are monsters at this point. Like they're fed so much, they're so far ahead that it's going to take a small miracle, well, not even that small anymore, to bring them down.
Yeah, it's true. So if you look at the map, you know, the blue team is being choked to their inhibitors. They haven't taken down a single turret, so the whole map is now open for the red team to take. Most likely they're going to be looking at the Baron now and gaining vision control, and now is where the troubles start.
Must agree with you on that one. Like, I'm really, like, I have mained ADC for years now, and well, I'm really fascinated about this Sivir here. Like, Sivir is very challenging champion in that way because she lacks all, like, she doesn't have any like movement abilities aside from her ultimate. So she's really
Irelia trying to, oh, and the Jarvan goes in, forces a flash from the Braum. So now we see this 5-man death squad from FWU taking over the jungle and Baron area. Quite an early usage of the blue Oracle right there. I think a little bit wasted on the blue side.
Someone from the red team probably should go down at some point in bottom lane. There's a lot of creeps there, but then again, I don't think they do actually care at this point.
You're right, it's at least a small advantage for the blue side now that the bottom lane is pushing out for them. And you see that the red team is looking for picks. They are not interested in Baron at this point, which is, I think, smart. It's still very early to actually go for a Baron without any kills. And what they're doing is they're setting up vision in the Baron area and trying to catch the other team out, coming to clear vision or see what's happening.
Yeah, this is mind games part. Like, they have all the control and they're just trying to make the enemy team as uncomfortable as possible. It's looking very interesting. Like, the blue team must be very tense at this moment.
Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be a collapse. Alistar coming in, getting Borga and the Jarvan ult, catching Sejuani. Cassiopeia against Akali on the side. Lucian untouched yet, but now Irelia gets to him, forces to flash away. Sivir getting the kills. The blue team is completely split up, and that's exactly where the red team likes them. A very unfortunate outcome. 3 kills for 0, and now the red team is gonna look for the push.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go for the inhibitor top lane.
Ooh, and the flash there, catching out the Braum and finishing off. Now it's a 4 kills for 0. The red team is looking to end. A very clean fight for them. You saw Akali pushing in the side lane. You saw Alistar going in first. You saw the Jarvan follow up. They really just pinpointed the blue team in a very vulnerable situation and killed them right there.
Yeah, but that's like vision control and mind games. Like, they had such a strong lead and they couldn't like do anything else. Like,
yeah,
they had to know what was going on, otherwise they risk losing the Baron, and if they lose that, then they will lose for sure. Yeah, that was an interesting and very fast-paced game.
That was a very fast-paced game, very well played by the Forgot to Warm Up side. We're gonna take a look at the post-game stats now. So massive stats from their side. We see Matsuli the Severe 10-0-13. Perfect score.
Yeah, that's like the most dominating performance we have seen in this tournament by far.
By far, yeah. And if we look at the damage graphs, well, say no more. This Severe really performed, considering he's also a late game AD carry. We were like 20 minutes in and he's doing 24k damage.
Yeah, but her build was late game already, so
yeah, they got so fed that he got a lot of items and just cut down the enemy team. But a good effort, I think, by Quales. Even though they were very behind, I saw them making proactive plays, getting picks, trying to come back, and but probably the advantage was just too large at that point.
Like, they really started to pull together. Like, you could see them working as a team when the team fight phase started. But unfortunately, that was way too late at that point.
Yeah, okay. a really good game we saw there right now. You can see the players setting up their computers right now on the stage, but we're gonna jump into some player analysis. We're gonna take a
Yes.
look at take a look at the players on the teams. So here we have this is I think Game of Throws.
Okay.
No, this is forgot to warm up.
Yeah, we need to get the like team names.
Yeah. And then this is Game of Throws.
Mm.
So if we take a look at forgot to warm up first, there's Dimly, Diamond 5.
Yes, that is very strong indeed. And then there's also Platinum 2, okay, so it looks like high plat, low diamond, which is something that's to be expected. But it is like a really high rank, like in normal league as well, like I think top 1% of the players or something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's like, on a global scale, these guys are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have Skaribo, Platinum 4, and Matsuli, Diamond 5, and Staffo at Gold 4. So we have a pretty high ranked team. We're not sure of their roles yet. We'll see when we get into the game.
Yes, and don't let the like rank of Staffo confuse you.
Yeah.
Because if you can look at the like win ratios he has, like those are really high, especially on like support champion. So we can probably expect him to go support.
Yeah, seems like it. Yeah.
Yeah, so looks like he won't be Gold 4 for long.
How about the other team? Yeah, so on the other side we have Game of Throws. There's Nemos at Diamond 4, Rugi at Diamond 5, Noitarin at Diamond 5, Ninjarölle, our Master Yi.
Oh yeah.
Diamond 4.
Oh, the 61% win ratio with 322 games played.
Nice.
This is going to be very interesting.
I'm going to wait. Like, are they going to ban the Master Yi? Because if they don't, I think they'll regret it.
They will definitely ban it for the second game, if not for the first. Okay, well that's going to be very interesting to see.
And now we have Smaffe, Platinum 5, probably their AD carry based on their past champions.
Champion history.
Yeah.
It looks like he's been doing really well with Caitlyn.
Yeah, 67% win rate.
Yeah.
That's pretty high.
But then again, like Caitlyn is, in my opinion, like she's my favorite ADC at the moment. Like she has a very versatile kit for high burst damage, and that range is such a pain in the ass for the opponent. Like if you put Caitlyn against someone who has a lot shorter range, let's say Sivir or Lucian, Caitlyn can pretty much zone the game. It's in that case, the support really needs to like pull through.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Bot lane to be able to do anything.
Yeah, and so if Smaffe is their AD carry, Ninjarölle is their jungle. What else do we have above? So we might have Noitarin's pro, or well maybe the support, and Prugi maybe top lane, and Nemos at mid lane.
Yeah, looks like a mid mage.
Yeah, and a Syndra main with 136 games played with a 62% win rate. That is pretty high.
Yeah, and KDA as well. 2.4. That's not super high, but that's still a lot way above 0. So I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
All
cool.
right.
Okay.
We're gonna check up on the situation with the players, and it seems Game of Thrones is still setting up. There are some problems. There are some problems with the, I think with the computers. So we're gonna go on a short break. Before coming back to the champion select. All right, so
is the greatest enemy.
Okay. So all the problems have been solved.
Yep.
We are ready to play. Okay. So we are into champion selection and
the Master Yi is banned, as we expected. So on the forgot to warm up side, there is the Master Yi, I guess main Matsuli, right? No, wait. I think yeah, the team names are the other way around. So GOT is on the left, and then forgot to warm up is on the right.
No cure for fools.
And we see Irelia banned and Yasuo banned as well. And now forgot to warm up, seeking for the Akali ban. So we do see two strong solo lane bans, the Akali and Irelia taken away.
Yes.
And then we're gonna see the third ban coming in from Game of Thrones. And it's gonna be the LeBlanc. Yeah, LeBlanc is quite strong right now in the meta, so understandably taken away. But we haven't seen. I remember they had the mid player Syndra that hasn't been banned, so we might see that. But I haven't seen Syndra too much in the meta right now. So oh well, there it is. Okay, so they do want the comfort pick of Syndra. I think Syndra is always strong.
Yeah, like she can instantly delete any opposing champion aside from the tanks.
Yeah.
Like if you get into range of her ultimate, then usually you're gone.
Yeah.
You're removed from the team fight. Okay. So yeah, well, okay, Camille, I kind of like her. She's very mobile, can easily pick up targets by not allowing them to escape and doing tons of damage.
Yeah. And we see that they hovered over the... Okay, so they're picking Lucian Camille. A very strong... I'm expecting the Camille to be a jungle, but it might be top as well.
Yeah.
A very strong skirmishing jungle and can snowball very hard if he gets the lead.
But yeah, we will see. I'm actually, once again, very curious about Lucian. Like, in the qualifiers, there wasn't one game where he did well. Like, in all of the games, Lucian was
It's
stomped.
true, yeah. Like,
so, there must be something about him for like, people always picking him.
I mean, Lucian is very strong early game, mid game.
That is very true.
But then he does fall off late game.
Yeah.
So maybe there's something about we might not... We probably, some of the games went to late game, and then the other AD carry like scaled them out.
Yeah, that is very true. And usually there's been somebody like some game-winning champion in top lane.
Yeah.
Who has just
the Darius.
Yeah, Darius's and...
Do you think we'll see a Darius this game?
Yeah, that's a good... That might be possible. There is... Well, yeah, the top lanes have not yet been picked yet, so I guess we'll see. Unless Camille is, of course, going top.
Yeah. Okay, so we see now on the forgot to warm up side, their bot lane is clear. So it's the Lucian Braum. I think it's... I'm not sure how strong it is, but it seems fairly balanced. So they have defensive capabilities, they can kite with Braum, but Braum can also go very aggressive with Lucian because Lucian will have a lot of auto attacks that will proc the stun.
Passive synergization.
Yeah.
So that is like a very classic combination. That's like, I think Braum might be the most used champion with Lucian.
Maybe.
Because they're like excellent synergy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And now we're in the second ban phase of the game, and we see Severe taken away from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
And then on the... Then we see Xin Zhao and Orianna taken. I'm a bit surprised about that Orianna. I don't think I saw Orianna for a long time in pro play. So maybe they've done their scouting and one of the players have played a lot of Orianna. I'm not exactly sure here.
Might be.
Yeah.
But I kind of think like, okay, Orianna, she works the best when they have a strong engage.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm not really seeing that, like on either side. So maybe in a little bit sense that's kind of a wasted ban, probably.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the teams have thought it through, so we just have to trust their judgment.
Yeah. Okay, so final bans have come in. It's the Urgot and Xin Zhao. Urgot, obviously, right now a very strong top lane or even mid lane.
Yeah.
Very strong flex pick.
That is very true. Oh, Renekton. That's very interesting. The scary crocodile.
Yeah, very interesting picks here. So we see Renekton going probably top lane, and actually on the other side, I'm expecting the Victor at top. I feel like right now, well, we are on the live patch, so Victor, if I'm correct, Victor was nerfed a little bit, but at least before the nerfs, Victor was very strong against melee champions. He could just spam his shield to poke.
Yes, outrange and outscale.
And yeah, so I'm interested to see how the top lane Victor against Renekton works out. So the mid lane matchup is still open.
Yeah, that is open. Okay, but the ADCs are picked. Oh, okay, King. That is going to be very interesting. And Ahri. Okay.
Okay. So we're going to see a mid lane Ahri against Syndra matchup, both assassins. I think largely a skill matchup of
Yes, yes.
dodging skill shots or when to go in, when to go
Yeah,
out. It's going to
exactly.
depend a lot on their junglers as well.
Yeah. Yeah, well, looking at the teams, like it looks like that the red team has like a lot stronger engage with Braum and Ahri. Ahri can pick up, and then there's of course the Renekton. Yeah, because the left-hand side is mixing the tanks aside from Alistar. Like
Yep.
he's the tankiest champion they have, which is kind of interesting because usually Alistar is used as an off-tank because he doesn't really have. He only has some CC and some survivability, but no like real tank abilities, in my opinion.
Yeah, and actually, that's true. Like for the forgot to warm up side, it's going to be interesting to see how they fight team fights because they don't have, for example, a top lane or a jungle to really peel for them. It's going to be quite a heavy fight. They'll need to find picks with the Syndra or the Victor. But on the other hand, I think their team scales better to late game.
Yeah,
Like
that
they
is
have
very
Kai'Sa and Syndra. They both scale really well into late
That is
game.
very true.
Compared to Game of Thrones, who are much more early game focused. So you'll see, like Camille does fall off a little bit late game, and Renekton obviously as well falls off late game, and Lucian falls off. So it's gonna be interesting to see how maybe Forgot to Warm Up can outscale Game of
Yeah,
Thrones.
exactly. That is very interesting. Okay, I'm right now looking at like all the champions of the Forgot to Warm Up side, and well, they're facing Braum, so it would be kind of cool. Like Braum can really like slow down Syndra if he places himself correctly, because basically Braum right now is the only thing standing in between the tanks. I mean the carries and Syndra.
Yeah.
Especially in the late game where they are expect to scale better.
Yeah. But on the other hand, I think Syndra is also very vulnerable in this matchup. So because you only have Alistar, who I'm expecting is in a team fight, might be the initiator.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
if Alistar is gone, then Syndra is very defenseless.
Yeah.
And on the other side, on the Game of Thrones side, you have Renekton, Camille, and Ahri,
Yeah.
who can like jump you from a screen away and kill you. So I think it's going to depend a lot on the early game because the snowball potential of both of these teams is quite strong. Like if
Yeah.
the Stringer gets strong, I think that's very important. But also that the Kai'Sa doesn't fall behind and gets to the late game as soon as possible.
And we're actually going to see like Lucian that's not going to be stumped
Yep.
first.
We'll see how this Lucian does. So a very popular big pick so far in the Finnish Student Championships. I think almost every game I've casted, we've had a Lucian.
Yes.
However, even though it has been popular, it hasn't actually been that successful. I'm not sure if any Lucians won a game in our tournament.
Yeah, like Lucian has been the peak of death.
Yeah, it has been the pick of death for our tournament, I think. So yeah, there's 45 seconds left of the delay.
And the games will,
Yeah.
games will start soon. And for the chat, if there's anyone still wishing to see Hearthstone, you should probably switch to our second account, AltoGamers3. There's been a couple of links to post in the chat. So that's where the Hearthstone stream is being shown.
Yeah, exactly. So the Hearthstone stream will be on AltoGamers 3 when they get it set up. I'm not sure if it has begun yet. There's been some technical problems. So we'll see about that.
Yes. But yes, so
there's a little bit of a view of the stage. We have the players in the front, and then we have an audience. So any of the viewers, if you're in Helsinki Espoo area, the event is open. So you're free to come here, grab a drink, enjoy the atmosphere with us
Yeah.
here.
take some pizza.
Yeah, we're
Candy.
having pizza soon. I'm actually pretty hungry. All right, so now we are in the loading screen.
Okay, that's some very strong skin game. These players have really like taken their best foot forward. Okay, well, Camille is still missing her skin, but we don't really like. That's okay. That's okay. Skin's done with games.
Oh wow, we have a little
Pause.
KDA effect here. Alright, we're straight up having a pause. I haven't seen this minion animation before actually. Quite nice, quite nice.
Yeah, really fitting for our tournament.
Yeah. Alright, so we'll probably have a technical problem. Yeah, stuff was disconnected. Rage
I'm
quit
gonna
in the
go check
beginning.
it out.
I mean, there's a 3-minute delay, so I think the game is starting.
Okay.
They're playing now.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're looking
so
at the
it
players,
has
they're live.
been resolved.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, I completely forgot the delay.
Yeah.
But that happens.
I'm interested to see if there's going to be any level 1 shenanigans.
Yeah, that's always interesting to see.
Maybe on the... Well, but neither sides have a too good level 1. Like, okay, Alistar, on the other
Yeah,
side,
well, I think they're like,
Braum.
well, the best one here is Braum for level 1.
Yep, probably.
Yeah, like Braum Lucian combination is
And
strong.
Ari as well, if she
Yeah,
learns
well,
the charm.
Ari as well, but usually picking Charm isn't that like effective level 1. Ari really wants to take the like Q.
Yeah.
To increase her farming potential early on. Yes. Okay.
We should change the settings here to full screen, actually. Oh, okay, that's a bit weird that it's not full screen right now.
It's fine.
We'll just take a look at some of the...
Oh, okay, looks like the game has started.
Yeah.
And the champions are doing the KDA dance, we just saw. Which is very nice. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, okay, so looks like that the blue team isn't doing any shenanigans. Forgot is playing it safe, guarding all the entrances to their jungle.
Oh.
And
But we're seeing a red
Game of
team
Thrones.
invade by Game of Thrones. They're going to check the bush, but they're spotted out by the Kayn, and nothing ends up happening there.
Yeah.
But they're going to stay here, maybe looking to steal a buff or catch someone, but seems like they don't catch anyone. They're going to fall back.
Yeah.
But on the other side, we see a counter invade on the other side. Is Renekton going to get caught? Okay, no.
yeah, well, Renekton can basically 1v2 at this stage. Like, his early game is super strong.
Alright, so
Yes.
now the teams are back to a defensive position. We see a standard start, so both junglers are going to start at their red buff, aided by their bottom lane. I'm interested to see, actually, I think the junglers are going to play a big role because the matchups are, I think, fairly even. But for example, we know that both actually Kayn and Camille are very strong early game gankers, and they could really tilt the gold lead in one team's favor.
Yes. Yeah, well, for those who don't know, jungler is a champion who's like playing between the lanes and in all of them at the same time. Their main task is to secure buffs from the jungle and assist in ganks and kills. He just needs to be there where things are happening.
So we see now in the bot lane, both teams trying to shove in. In the bot lane, the push seems to go a little bit for the Forgot to Warm Up advantage. They'll most likely hit level 2 first, and we'll see if the Alistar will look for any plays.
Yeah.
The mid lane, Dimly taking a little bad trade there.
Okay, on top lane, things are going pretty standard. Like, Victor is showing why, like, proving himself to be a good pick for top lane. He's ahead in trades and ahead in health as well.
Okay, let's take a look at the mid lane. So the minion lead is basically even, 9 to 10. I think Dimly took a little bit of poke earlier, but not severe enough to give an advantage to either side. And we do see an item difference between Ari and Syndra. So Ari took the corrupting potion. Oh, we see a gank on top.
Okay.
Camille going in, forcing the flash out of Victor. But now Victor flashless and very vulnerable for another gank.
Yeah.
Good trade by Ari in middle lane as well.
Yeah, that minion was MVP for Syndra, otherwise she would have been charmed.
Alright, so we see Kayn hovering over at middle, looking to gank the Ari, but it seems like there is a ward, and Ari falls back and is in safety. So now the top lane is going to be... Oh, we see Renekton going in, but getting stunned. So that's very tricky for Renekton to play against. You come in, Victor plays down the field, and immediately there's nothing that Renekton can do.
Okay.
Oh, we see an Ignite at mid. Dimly taken really low, but still 150 HP away from death. Most likely forced to recall now.
Yeah, Ari's really playing like minions really well because Syndra cannot really back off. Well, she can, but there's a bigger cost because the minions, she will lose a lot of gold by going back.
Yeah. In top lane, oh, we see Camille hovering over there, coming in. Victor taken very low, no mana, no flash. This is going to be an easy kill for the Game of Thrones side. First blood for Camille, great kill, great gank by their jungler, Prugi. And in the bottom lane, we have a fight coming out. Alistar taken very low. Braum looking to stack. Alistar got out, forced the flash, stun on the Kaisa, and a few auto attacks away, but the Braum is actually very low there. And forced to back off. A close 2v2 fight in bottom lane.
The minion damage really forced them out. If there were no minions, they would have like been able to chase. But yeah, still, we can say Game of Thrones won the bot lane duel there. That was a really close one. If we look at the summoners.
Summoner spells, if we look at them, bottom lane, both summoner spells actually blown on both sides.
Yes.
And top lane, obviously, the Victor has blown their flash as well. So we're gonna look at how the junglers play the top side or bot side.
Yeah. Okay, there's some little bit of aggression in the mid lane, taking those enemy jungle camps.
Yeah.
That's okay. Trying to starve Camille a little bit. A little punishment for that good gank early on.
So we see Kayn actually counter-invading on the red side right now, taking a free red buff away from the Camille. I'm not sure if they have any idea of that happening. And we see Camille hovering over mid, but a great ward by the blue side forgot to warm up. Spotting out the Camille and knowing the counter-invade is going on.
Yes.
In bottom lane, we see the minion lead is dead even though they had a very harsh fight down there. Neither team has actually recalled, so it's still a very... And they've healed up with their potions and lifesteal from the Dorn's Blade.
Yes. Keeping his health up.
Oh, the Camille looking for it. 1v1 in the jungle. Camille against Kayn. Kayn taken low. Kayn trying to get stunned, but just passes through the wall and goes away. No kill there, but the Kayn taken quite low.
Yeah, that is important for her. Okay, and both lane things are pretty staggered.
Oh, Camille looking for more. But it's a very difficult fight for Kayn right now because Camille did get the first kill, and also they have a different jungle item. So Camille has the skirmishers. Oh, fight at the bottom lane. Great engage by Alistar. Slight follow-up by the Kaisa, but no kill right there. Just a little bit of a poke.
Yes, okay, so my expectation is that Lucian and Braum will probably go back after this because the minions are relatively pushed. They know that the jungler is there because Camille was just fighting her.
Oh, there, Renekton looking for a kill on top lane. Dashes in, did he cancel an auto? Oh, wow, a flash from Renekton finishing off the greedy Victor right there. I think an interesting play by the top lane. Alistar going in right now, action everywhere. Taking a little bit of poke, but no kill right there.
Yeah, Lucian really cannot follow anymore because he is out of mana.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah, like he cannot dash or anything. Well, Camille is just farming.
If you look at the CS difference right now, so we do see the ganks paying off, and Victor is falling behind from the Renekton.
Yes.
And I think that is exactly what Team Game of Thrones wants. They want their early game to start rolling with the stronger picks early game, and not let the forgot to warm up scale. Whoa, Alistar Hexfire right there,
but
going
Braum
in for a little.
Braum's shield game was on point.
Braum shield on point right there. I think right now the bottom lane, they still haven't recalled after 7.5 minutes, so you do see that they're not doing that much damage for their level. Usually they might have recalled earlier, and if they pull off a combo like that, the Kaisa would do more damage.
Yeah, but both of the ADCs are now sitting at 2k gold, so it's time to go back.
It's time to go back.
Yeah, probably. Well, Illusion can start by building the Blade of the Ruined King. And Kaisa, yes, well, VS Sword and Boots, like the typical ADC choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like she's going for Infinity Edge straight on. Damn. Yeah, Lucian still hasn't bought anything, maybe he's waiting for... Oh, sorry, he was still in the lane.
The middle lane also very even, but I'd say the advantage is for the Ahri. She still hasn't consumed, or she still has full corrupting potions, and every time we look at mid, it seems that Ahri has a little bit of an upper hand. Trading there, going in, ulting in, gets the ignite, last auto attack, finishing her off. Great 1v1 by Neemos. Oh, but now Ahri getting caught by the Kayn and Alistar coming in. That's finished off Ahri. Good play, but a bit deep.
Yeah. What was Alistar doing there, by the way?
Good question. Great roam by the bottom lane support.
Like nobody saw that coming.
Oh, Camille in the jungle, preventing Alistar from going back to bot lane safely, trying to take the fight. Alistar still should have his ult, so he's going to walk away safely.
Alistar doesn't really care either way, he's just acting as like a movable ward at the moment.
Oh, we see the Kayn coming on top, Renekton going a little bit too deep, ult on, Kayn taking down maybe one more ult attack on the Renekton, and they do take down the Renekton, who went a bit too deep without actually, I think, any wards in his lane. So, throwing a little bit away his lead.
Okay. Yeah, well, Alistar has returned bot lane from his travels. Maybe the goal was to try to give a little bit more XP to Kai'Sa. That might be it. And, well, he managed to secure a kill. Okay, but looks like that Game of Thrones is doing the dragon at the moment. It's the fire wreck, which will increase their damage for the rest of the game. So, this is a very important wreck to take.
Oh, but they're looking to contest. Alistar coming in. Flash stuns in, but oh, Camille tries to come back to smite. The dragon is open for the taking. Who is going to take it? Lucian takes it for Game of Thrones. Ahri now comes in. It's a 2v3 fight. They're taking really low. Alistar going to go down while the other two teammates get away safely.
So yeah, they traded supports, and so in that case, well, no change.
Yeah, so no change. So the red team, Game of Thrones, do get the dragon, even though it wasn't a smite, and they even get a. So it was a 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah,
the jungler for support.
Plus Drake, so very well tried by Forgot to warm up, but unfortunately it didn't pay off.
Yeah. Alright, so we do see the junglers have recalled and they're back in the jungle. We're gonna see where they go next. I think all the summoners are... Okay, so mid lane actually no summoners, and top lane Renekton doesn't have a flash yet.
Yes.
Ooh, a little bit of a duel down here. Kai'Sa taking dangerously low.
Yeah, this is the damage spike Lucian players admire for. This is why he's picked. Yeah, we will see if that pays off.
Now see Camille in the top. Oh, Victor taken quite low. Renekton in trouble again. What is this Alistar doing in top lane? Renekton looking to turn it back around, but 2v1 is a bit too hard. Oh, but Camille coming to the help. Are they going to take a trade kill? Flash away from Victor. Renekton on the Victor has trade kill there, and there's no damage from the Alistar to be able to take down the Renekton. So actually, Game of Thrones turned the fight around.
Yeah, Alistar was once again doing his thing.
What is Alistar doing in top lane? So I think a good try by Stuffle, but oh, the Camille not afraid, going in on Dimly. Dimly very defenseless, taken down. Now also Alistar taken down. A great tower dive by Game of Thrones. They're really pushing their lead.
Yeah, they took a little bit too long, so Ahri had time to catch up.
Oh, and we see Kayn going in. Is Kai'Sa? Wow, a great play by Kai'Sa, and Kayn taking the Lucian down.
Yeah, so it looks like that Game of Thrones is getting the first turret here. Congratulations to Renekton. He really fought uphill against Victor. Okay. Not soon, like not a long time later, the blue team is also getting their first turret.
The gold lead is now clearly in advantage of Game of Thrones with 20k against 19k, and the gold lead clearly a big chunk is in the top lane. Renekton 5.3k against 3.8k, and another part in the middle. Yeah, so the middle and top are a bit ahead for Game of Thrones.
Yeah, bottom lane is doing super equally.
Yeah, bottom lane is equally, but Kai'Sa is actually with a 300 gold lead with that kill earlier. So I don't think the game is actually like fairly close in the sense that we expected this to happen, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Game of Thrones is the early game team and they are pushing their lead, but the game is completely not out of hands.
Right now we're like living crucial minutes because this is where Game of Thrones needs to make the difference happen. If they cannot pull through now, then it's going to be super hard later on.
Yeah,
like I don't think they're gonna get much more ahead than they are right now.
Yeah, and we'll see how the Syndra starts building up, and also the Kai'Sa. The damage was starting. Oh, we see a fight here. Kayn again picking a fight against the Camille, maybe biting off a bit too much. Camille doing a lot of damage. The Kayn gets out with his wall ability. Now, oh, is Syndra takes down by the Wraiths, actually. A great pick by Ahri, solo kill. So now we see that Forgotten One was really losing control of the jungle. So Alistar forced
Mr. Everywhere is in the middle lane, tanking and just soaking up turret damage, but this time he cannot take it. Oh, nice flash dodge by
Flash
Kane.
is traded there, and Kane gets away safely. And guys are
Holy, the
taken
damage.
so low by the Renekton. The Renekton is so strong right now.
Yeah. Is there any champion in Netherlands that isn't that beast on?
True, he seems like a very, very strong player. Last time he was playing, and the Lucian taking solo kill there, but most likely getting traded back there.
But I think Lucian as an ADC is just like like gold on him is more valuable than gold on the opponents.
Right.
Generally. But then again, like she just fed their AP.
Team forgot to warm up. In trouble right now. They can't seem to stop the bleeding. They should try to, I think, play a bit more passive. Wait for the Kaisa and Syndra to scale, but they're getting. But Game of Thrones is their team is playing so well, finding these picks under turret, in the jungle, and all over the map.
Yeah, and they're gonna try to increase their push potential by taking the what's his face? There is Herald. So yeah, they will really try to finish this quickly while they still have the advantage.
Right now, I think the Rift Herald is going to be very dangerous on the Game of Thrones side. Oh, Renekton getting caught out 3v1 at top lane, but Alistar fails the combo. Oh, and the Syndra misses the stun. Unfortunate play right there.
Yeah, well, that was pretty ballsy recall, to be honest.
Yeah.
And he almost got punished for it.
Almost, but not quite. Ninja lives to see another day. We're gonna see where they use the Rift Herald, because with that Herald and their lead right now, they can really push very deep. And if forgot to warm up defense, I think they can dive.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, Game of Thrones actually right now, their carries have access to like second level ultimates. There's a huge level advantage on the blue side, which can be, or on the red side, which can be very influential later on.
Oh, a fight breaking out on the bottom is 3v1. Camille taking down the Kaisa, and now Alistar in trouble. 3v1 under turret, but the Alistar is so tanky. Finally takes him down, and it's a good dive. 3v2 dive at bottom lane.
Unfortunately, the reinforcements are a little bit too late.
Oh, Victor forced flash away again now.
But
Camille taken very low. The ults are down. Game of Thrones is very low. Braum taken down right there. Is the chase on? Nope, I think they're going to get away safely.
Yeah, Braum sacrificing himself for the
Kane
team.
going in for the chase. There is no turret here, but Game of Thrones gets away safely. So good trade by Forgot to Warm Up.
Yeah, well, there once again we see the importance of good warding, because if there was no ward, he probably could have gone for it, but then again he wouldn't have been able to see Ari coming from behind.
Yeah,
Ari with full health. Yeah, that's some gold you don't want to give.
Right, so on the Game of Thrones side, the Rift Herald is still not used. They're still waiting for a good opportunity. I'm thinking if they go top, they can crack open the inhibitor turret actually.
Yeah. That might be their plan, but everybody's... Oh, there's a Drake up. They're probably gonna try to take Drake first to get even more damage and more scaling for the next 5 minutes. Trying to really hold on to that lead they have.
Renekton is a very big headache for them right now. There's no champion on Forgot to Warm Up side that can actually fight the Renekton. So it's very difficult for them to deal with his split pushing.
Yeah, he's probably almost already at like 2v1 level.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe 4v1?
Oh, we see 4v1 at top, trying to find the Renekton. Oh, Alistar pushes him over, but now Victor might be in trouble. Note the ult is down. Renekton is not going to get away from this one, so they take them down 4v1. But now we see the counter push. Rift Herald is down.
Yeah, well, that was seconds away from being like 5v1. Yeah, they really want to take that, but then again, that ends up them costing a turret, so I'd say a pretty beneficial trade.
Oh, dimly taken. Oh, a great pick by Ari again. So it seems that the vision game from Forgot to Warm Up is lacking. So they're getting picks over picks, and that is translating to a massive lead pre-20 minutes.
Yeah. And this is looking very much in the Game of Thrones' favor, but we can see if they have time to scale past. Yeah. Well, the gold list has reached 8k, which is a lot.
It's very much at this point of the game.
Yeah. That's like 3 to 4 full items.
And they have 2 Infernal Drakes, and Baron isn't even up yet. So this game is looking very, very dire for Forgot to Warm Up.
Yeah. With the like map advantage they have, do you think they're gonna go for early Baron? They have the possibility.
They don't necessarily have to do. It
Yeah,
depends. Because, well, early Baron is always a little bit risky.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to look for a pick, which they have found over and over again. Find the pick, and then go for Baron.
Yeah, well, they are in the area trying to prepare it as it seems. Now we are in the like mind games part of the game, so they're just gonna hang around that Baron, clearing all vision, waiting for them to
Ari
take.
going a little bit to do B, trying to flash away, but taken down by Forgot to Warm Up. Great engage by Alistar and finding the pick. Kane looking for more, going in, flashing, catches the Lucian, going in, but it's very squishy though, so he needs to watch out for the play here. Lucian taken quite low, but now Kane without anything. And we see Braun trying to protect his AD carry. Braun going to take him down, but Camille now fighting Victor at top, ulting the Victor and taking him very low, but now looking to escape. Great W by Kaisa. Meanwhile, Renekton is pushing for the inhibitor turret, so great kills by Forgot to Warm Up, but this split push by Renekton is just impossible.
So
And Renekton is most likely going to take the inhibitor downhill. We'll see if he trades his life for this. Going to look for a getaway now. And actually, I think is going to get away. Unless the Syndra stun
Kane
lands
probably
now.
can hold him though.
Okay, nice. The 3v1 shot.
Oh, nice dodge. Excellent sidestep. And stun.
Stun landed from Syndra. Now Renekton looking to escape. Those dashes are just so slippery.
And he got away!
And the guy gets away.
Yeah, Ninjarelle doing his thing.
So now the Forgot to Warm Up side has lost their inhibitor and Baron is up. So this is the perfect situation for Game of Thrones.
Yeah, and
a
especially
nightmare.
as it is the bottom turret, so the one team member who's defending bot lane really needs to be very far away.
Yep.
Okay, so this is looking very strong. Right now I'm predicting that Game of Thrones is just trying to clear the wards around Baron, trying to make the Forgot to warm up as uncomfortable as possible.
Yep. So the Forgot to Warm Up side trying to clear some wards, but the Game of Thrones players are looking to establish vision in the Baron area. How many scanners do they have on the red side? So there's actually two, one on Braum and one on Camille, both now used. So the Baron is still, I think, safe for now with vision. Stealing away the blue.
Okay.
And there is a ward on Baron, so they see this happening.
Yeah. And yeah, they are so far ahead. Maybe they are just trying to cross a fight, and they can see that Kaisa is very far behind. Like very far.
Okay, we see Forgot to Warm Up, trying to collide. There's the Syndra taken down immediately. Now Victor in trouble, out of mana as well. Disengaged by Kane is effective, and they do seem to get away with one death. But we'll see if they're going to look for more.
Yeah, and the minions bot lane are reaching like Nexus turrets, almost.
Yeah.
The super minions, and
So
somebody
they're
needs
forced
to,
to
like, clear it
defend.
up.
And we see now Game of Thrones looking back to the Baron, although the blue team does know that it's happening, but they have, look at that vision, it's all red vision there. They see them coming a mile away. I think they're looking to turn. Kane looking for the pick, going to go in, but Baron is still very high on health. Camille going in, taking the fight against Kane, and it's going to be an easy 1v1 for that. Mayhem in the middle, it's a big team fight. Kaisa actually killing two peoples there, but now Camille coming in, and it's going to make his life difficult. Renekton taking down. This Kaisa is carrying this team fight. Great comeback by Forgot to Warm Up.
Okay, so right now this is not looking as dire anymore.
So that is, yeah, I think
Thrones
Game of Thrones, they were out on the field for a long time. They didn't have time to recall. Maybe their item advantage wasn't that big. And we see, wow, 7-1 Kaisa. Okay, so the Kaisa really fed right now, and it's very important for them because Kaisa is their late game scaling carry.
Yeah, she's like their only hope, kind of, at the moment.
Yeah, and the difference between Kaisa and Lucian is huge. So I think that's where the previous team fight showed how Kaisa did so much damage when she gets to dish out those auto attacks. Oh, now Victor
Victor
getting caught
being
in one
blown up.
shot by the Ari. Now Ari looking for more. Kaisa running away. Taking down the dragon. Disengaged by the
There we
Kane.
go.
But not enough damage to take down the Kaisa. Now Alistar caught. Most likely going to be taken down by the red team. But that's a Mountain Drake forgot to warm up.
Yeah, so their first Drake, so they actually have some like jungle bonuses now.
But now we see a 5v3 and the Game of Thrones side is going to look for the Baron. It's going to be very, very difficult for Forgot to warm up to contest this with 3 players.
And 3v5 and 2 players in the base. Yeah, looks like...
Well, let's see if the Kane can make a miracle steal. He is looking for it, hovering in the area, but doesn't seem like he's going to go for it. So that is a clean Baron for Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, and 1,500 gold it brings with it. So that's even more for the gold difference. Which surprisingly still at 8k. So yeah, Forgot to warm up actually gained some ground again, but then again, well, Baron happened.
Yep. So we see the vision game paying off there for Game of Thrones. They cleared all the blue vision that the blue team had, and that's how they got the free Baron there, and also the 2 kills they got earlier.
Yeah. Whoa, Ari is level 15 already, compared to Syndra, who's only level 12, so no wonder that she gets blown up so much.
Syndra has fallen quite behind, yes, so
Yeah.
we were looking in the early game to see like how maybe the Kane can play with the Syndra and get the Syndra ahead, because it is actually very important for their team comp that Syndra would be big and could do those big ults that just delete the Lucian or delete the Camille, but that's not happening right now.
Ari.
Or Ari, yeah.
It's kind of like some kind of a little bit like Cold War between Ari and Syndra, like whoever gets fed first shuts down the opponent.
Yeah, for sure. And now they're looking to conquer the blue bottom side jungle. Do we see a death bush setting up here? Alistar waiting there, trying to go in to clear some vision of their own, gain some control back in the jungle. But meanwhile, we do see the Renekton pushing top lane again.
Yeah, just doing his thing.
And now with Baron empowered minions.
Oh yeah. They're gonna need like probably 2 to 3 people, like players to shut him down here. Yeah. But teamfight erupting bot lane.
Okay, so we see a pause here. Some kind of disconnect happened with the Victor. Maybe some kind of technical problem that made him get caught there. We're not sure. We're gonna wait for them to resolve that.
So yeah.
A summoner has reconnected.
Okay, looks like we are back, and the game should probably continue at any moment. This looks like a very strong push, as there are like Baron empowered minions, and Renekton is fighting Kane in top lane. I don't think Kane can actually hold him by himself, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and the game continues. And okay, Victor got blown up at the top lane. Fight is going on with the team fight bot lane. Okay, the red team is really pushing strong. They're gonna take the inhibitor down, and this might actually be the final push. They have no defenders left, and yes. Okay, inhibitor is down. Renekton joins the fight. Okay, clean ace. Well, not almost clean ace. Bot lane. Baron empowered minions. Okay, it looks like the first game of the series is over. Game of Thrones wins the first game. Can Forgot to warm up come back from this? Okay, well done, well done. So, we should be starting the next game very soon. Okay, we'll go on.
We're going to fix some...
The weak fear the shadows.
Fear controls
a
them.
ban from Kane. Okay, so now it's correct. Great, so what do we see in the champion select right now. Yeah, so for Adrian, they switched sides. So now, but I think I changed that now. Yeah, so Game of Thrones is here, and forgot to warm up there. Yeah. Okay, so in the champion select we see the now the okay, so Evelyn banned. That's interesting. I don't think they banned that last time.
A lot of jungle bans.
A lot of jungle bans, yeah.
Yeah.
Master Yi, Camille, Kayn, Evelyn. So they're really
So,
targeting the
yeah,
jungler,
the jungler.
of. Yeah, I think those are fixed as well.
And Victor? Really?
Oh. Okay, so now we see a Swain pick. So it's going to be Swain either mid or top lane. We don't know yet. Xin Zhao in the jungle. Bot lane we see Lucian Thresh. And on the other hand, we see a Aatrox pick. So that's a power pick right now, very strong in the meta.
Oh,
and
Darius?
hovering over the Darius. All right.
Alright.
So actually in the earlier of this tournament, we see a lot of Darius played in top lane. Almost every game we casted had a
Okay.
Darius, and every game the Darius performed very well.
Alright.
So we're gonna see how this Darius performs.
Alright.
And then on the other side we have Lissandra being picked. So
So I
most
think
likely,
he's going the mid lane.
yeah, Lissandra most likely mid lane and Swaim in the top. Or is it the other way around?
Oh.
Oh, we'll see. So actually, Swain middle, because Dimly is their middle player,
Alright.
and Mid and Toxic is their top player.
Okay.
So that way around, and we see actually Aatrox jungle. So I was expecting the Aatrox top lane, but obviously
Turns
with the
out that
Darius,
he-
it's
yeah.
going to be. I haven't seen Aatrox jungle played in pro play, so
Okay.
I'm curious to see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
In the bottom lane matchup is Lucian Thresh against Severe and Tom Kench. So a more defensive lane for the Game of Thrones side compared to last game where there were Lucian Braum that could go very aggressive against the enemies.
But turns out in the end, Kaisa carried the game pretty
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
As I think both team comps are now much more balanced. In previous draft, we saw Game of Thrones with this early game comp with the Camille, with the Lucian, and the Renekton, obviously. So they really pulled it off. So they got the early advantages and snowballed it off of that. But and then on the other hand, in the previous game, the forgot to warm up side, they had a very or more late game focused team. They had the Kaisa, the Syndra, which aren't that strong early, so they did fall off and couldn't come back late game. The Kaisa tried.
Yeah. Kaisa had his moment, but then it wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now here, but in this game, I think, like for example, if we take a look at the Game of Thrones side, it's you have Severe, a very strong late game carry. You have Syndra, also very
Is he?
strong. Which one?
Severe.
I think, yeah, because Severe
Okay.
starts powering up really like in late game when her auto
Nice.
attacks actually start doing damage, and then the ricochet and the boomerang
Okay.
do a lot of damage. And then Darius obviously
Yeah,
scales
it's
up
quite
very
a
well to the
in
late
the
game.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about Aatrox actually. Aatrox in the jungle, we'll see how that works out. But generally, Aatrox also scales really well into the late game team
And
fights.
pretty
That
hard
ult.
CC.
Yeah, hard CC, the ult, and a lot of damage as well.
Yeah.
But then on the forgot to warm up side, I think the comp is also like very balanced. You have Lucian strong in the early to mid game. You have Thresh
To initiate
creating
fights.
picks and initiate, and then you have
Lissandra and
you
Swain.
have Swain, who's like scales to late game, but also like fairly strong mid game as well. And Lissandra is, I think, very strong in many phases of the game. In early game, you can roam, create picks with that ultimate, and also late game, you start ramping up that damage and do more and more. And Xin Zhao in the jungle, I think, well, Xin Zhao, depending on how well it goes, Xin Zhao can snowball very hard. But if he doesn't, then late game is going to be very difficult for the Xin Zhao.
For him, alright.
Yeah.
Do you think Lissandra is a good matchup to Darius?
The
I'm quite strong on Darius' side of it.
Yeah, Lissandra against Darius, I'm not sure.
Well, she has
But she can always get
Q.
away if Darius hooks her.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how that plays out. I'm not sure actually. I feel like it could go both ways because Lissandra could always farm safely with her Q.
Yeah.
And then if she gets caught, then she can always E away and then like lock down the
bind,
Darius. Bind, yeah.
W.
So there's always that. Alright, so we're done with the in-game delay now and we're heading into loading screen.
Something's going on already.
Yeah, so we see that
exciting too.
players excited there.
Do you see a lot of Syndra in pro play and higher ranks?
Not right now, I think.
Yeah.
Like Syndra is not
really
that popular.
a thing at the moment, I think.
Yeah.
Here's the game starting
up.
Wow.
And we're loading into the Summoner's Rift. Let's see if there are some level 1 shenanigans here coming up.
Shenanigans.
So Thresh is, I think, one of the strongest level 1 invaders, but both teams looking for a passive start, not looking to do anything crazy right now. And it actually seems like, oh, we get a pause now. It's probably some technical difficulties. We'll see how they resolve. But I'm looking at the junglers and how they're positioned. So we have Xin Zhao in looking to start from the top side jungle, so from the red buff.
From red buff?
But on the other hand, Aatrox is starting bottom
also.
side. Yeah, red buff as well. So they're most likely going to path across each other. The blue side pinging the enemy team, maybe expecting that the start is the blue side start, but we don't know that. I think I'm seeing maybe Thresh and Lucian, are they looking for a pick here? They might be looking for a pick. Yep, so they're going for the cheese push. Alright, we'll see how this works. Now the red buff started by the blue team. Thresh and Lucian waiting in the bush. Here's Severe walking in. Tomcat's right behind. The cheese bush is on. Oh, and an instant flash by Severe. So great reaction by Severe, but a great cheese push as well.
You know, half of the HP gone away.
Okay, so an early summoner spell taken away by Forgot to Warm Up. So now a slight lead or advantage for them. We'll see how the Xin Zhao snowballs this lead, if he will gank bottom and snowball that lead. In the bottom lane, we see the lane push starting. It's quite even right now, but seems like the Lucian and Thresh are going to get an advantage here. So they're going to level up to level 2 first. Oh, and actually, we just missed that. Can we get a replay of that? Actually, I'm expecting that the Thresh probably dings level 2, and here we have the replay. Thresh looking for the level up. It's coming up right now and finds a flash hook onto the Severe and gets a clean kill. And even a flash from Tomcat. Wow.
Exciting.
So very great play by the Forgot to Warm Up side. So based on the last game, I feel like probably their strength is in the bottom lane.
Yeah.
It was also the Kaisa who was carrying their team late game. Oh, and we missed there right now another kill for the Lucian in the bottom lane. We'll see a short replay of that. So a lot of action in the bottom lane happening. Oh no! Looking for the greedy tongue.
Crisis.
Unfortunate.
Thresh is on fire.
Thresh is on fire, yeah. Lissandra
away.
getting caught under turret, taking a few turret shots, but gets away safely. So actually, Lucian is in a very strong position now to carry their team. He's 2-0 at 4 minutes and has a slight minute advantage. And he's the very strong early game AD carry, and Severe is not that strong early. So I feel like this bottom lane might go very heavily in Forgot to Warm Up's favor.
Survival time.
And we see now Xin Zhao actually hovering at bottom, maybe looking for a gank to snowball this lead even further. Is he going to come in? There is no vision. They don't know they're here. Xin Zhao coming in, but they're quite far under the turret.
The hook from Fred.
But the Tom Kench
Kench
eats saves the Severe. So
job,
good save by Tom Kench, but good gank attempt by the Xin Zhao.
Yeah.
And we see on the top lane, Darius now leading by 10 CS against the Lissandra. So we probably see that the lane might be going,
attacking?
The Lissandra looking for the kill, but doesn't have a flash, no more E. Probably isn't going, the slow lands, but cannot catch the Darius. The Darius also had a flash, so no kill right there. So in the minute bottom lane, we see the Lucian actually locking in, trying to lock the lane, deny as much CS from the Severe as possible, and it's very difficult for that team right now.
A bit of trade in the mid lane.
And we see that TP from Darius to top lane. It's the minion lead has now been equalized between the top laners. We see the junglers now both clearing their Wraith camps, maybe looking for a gank mid. We see a vision ward by the Swain. Now, there comes the Xin Zhao, lands, flashes in, is the knockup. And that is a clean kill by the Xin Zhao. Great gank through vision control. Aatrox looking to make a little bit of a trade, but nothing more comes out of that. Darius on there. Lissandra hits the level 6 first and actually gets the kill on the Darius. Darius took a fight a little bit too early. He didn't have his ult yet.
Yeah.
And a fight happening at mid. Aatrox against their mid laner Swain. But Aatrox is not level, or was he level 6? I'm not sure. But could not find the kill right there.
Game of Thrones is really tilted
a great hook by Thresh, but
it's safe from Tom Kench.
Thank God for the Tom Kench in this game. I think the Severe would have gotten killed multiple times over if there wasn't a Tom Kench here. And we look at the gold difference, then Swain now have a pretty sizable lead over the Syndra because of the 2 kills. There's a 400 gold lead. And then in the top lane, we see now also the kill difference showing, so 2.2k against 1.8k at the top lane. And obviously, bottom lane, almost double the goal of Severe at this point.
How are they going to survive this?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's very difficult for the bot lane of Game of Thrones now to come back. They're going to have to play safe and wait for the scale to the late game. And the Severe gets hooked. Where's her shield? I haven't seen the Severe shield any of the hooks, so I'm a bit questioning the plays down there. We see the Aatrox gank ult put on, gets the, forced the flash away from the Lucian. Now Thresh in trouble, Aatrox going in, no more CC left, and the bot lane gets away safely. Now Tom Kench hook back in, there comes Swain Roam, Tom Kench in trouble, forced to flash away. They're just trying to disengage, but the ghost from Swain is on. Swain does not have ult yet, so is a bit shy from going in. Swain gets pulled back in, now Aatrox on the Swain. And they get Thresh Lantern away to safety, so a very tricky fight at bottom. Some ultimates missing and very low health. Now we get a replay at top lane. We get a replay at top lane of a fight there. Darius trying to go clear the vision, but Xin Zhao was still in the area.
So
and there he comes back, no flash, gets caught out. There's nothing he can do there.
Sentence.
Never mind, so it was actually a trade kill right there. Very much damage from the Darius, just a Q, W and ult. demolished that Xin Zhao.
Welcome to Darius League.
Yeah, that's how Darius works. Even though he's behind, he's still dishing out so much damage.
Exactly.
We now see in the bot lane 63 CS to 36 and 2-0 for the Lucian. So that lane is getting very much out of control. Different from the previous game where Game of Thrones was ruling the game. So these teams are now matching up quite evenly. Oh, and see, we see again flash by Swain. Now 2v1, Aatrox coming to the help. Swain ultimate on. And wow, it's a 4 people collapse right there. Aatrox getting caught out, and Syndra is going to be taken down. Swain gets a Aatrox get a trade kill on the Lissandra, but Xin Zhao finishes off the Aatrox. So a 2-for-1 trade there for Forgot to Warm Up.
Now they're gonna start the dragon.
Yeah, now they're going to go for the dragon right here, and air drake. So well, we'll see how that translates, but not the most important drake right there. Oh, we see we're going to see maybe a dive here. Lucian at first bottom lane. Oh, it's interesting ultimate.
He was expecting that he's gonna hit his E, so
yeah, maybe.
That's why he did it. A bind.
Oh, stun is a 4v2 gank. There's Severe in trouble. Taken very low. Eaten by the Tahm Kench. Tahm Kench tanking the damage he can. Swain taken very low. Lucian is going to go down. Xin Zhao going deeper in. And now Swain in trouble. Aatrox against Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao is one hit away, but slowed by the Xin Zhao and gets away safely with a sliver of health. So I'm not sure that I think that was a 2-for-1 trade bottom lane. And now team Forgot to Warm Up with a 10-2 lead and 3k gold lead. Alright, so we see the recalls at bottom lane. Now Swain also very ahead, 3-0-3, Lucian 3-0-1, Xin Zhao 2-1-3, and Lissandra 2-1-2. So the game is very much in Forgot to Warm Up's favor. And based on our discussion early, I mean, I suppose the Game of Thrones side is a little bit more late game tilted, mainly because of that ADC matchup. So Severe is more late game focused, while Lucian is early game. Oh, and the Swain gets caught. Great catch by the Aatrox and Severe, but now they're looking to turn it around. Lissandra there gets the fresh hook, and Syndra is going to go down. Aatrox ult procs, but this is a 3v1 and a clean kill for the Forgot to Warm Up side right there. And now it's a 12-3 lead for Forgot to Warm Up, but Ninjarelle looking to trade the top lane turret. And we see a 2-man collapse coming to top lane. 2v1 against the Darius. The Darius does not have vision against this. Will he be able to fight this? Last time he destroyed the Xin Zhao. And we see the bind landing from... Oh, and the Darius tries to get the damage and actually takes him down. Now Lissandra are very low on mana, but manages to finish off the Darius. And the fight breaks down at bottom lane. Now Thresh and Lucian just taking down Game of Thrones bottom lane easily.
I think Lucian and Thresh is going for the bottom turret right now.
Yep, so we see them taking down the bottom turret.
Gonna be the first turret of the game.
They'll push their lead even more with the first turret gold. Now Swain looking for a fight, 1v2. Lissandra there as well. Flash binds the Syndra. Syndra in trouble, taken very low. Ult proc by Swain takes Syndra down, but is immediately traded back by the Darius and Aatrox. Now Thresh in the middle lane, very fast, and very close with the hook. Lissandra on the chase, pushed to slow down. It's a 3-man collapse, but Darius looking to fight now. Flashes away to safety, so flash forced by Darius.
Even though behind, Darius is pretty much doing good for the Forgot game.
Yeah, that's true. So even though Darius is behind, we see that he has 4.7 gold, not the most in his team, but still a lot. And because of the way Darius champion is, he's still able to fight quite well and be a threat to their team.
Always trade back a 1v1.
And if we look at the map, we see some Aatrox hovering bottom lane, but now going to recall. Shinzao taking the red buff, so both teams are trying to set up plays at this point. Oh, is the Shinzao going for a solo Herald? Okay, solo Herald started.
So he's secretly doing the hero now.
Yeah, so Game of Thrones blue side team does not know the Herald is happening and they're not looking to go towards that, so it seems like it's going to be a slow but sure Rift Herald for Forgot to Warm Up, and that's going to be pushing their lead even further. Oh, Thresh getting caught by the Aatrox is their way out. He flashes, but he's still slowed. Syndra looking for the stun, cannot find it. And and the Aatrox puts down the ult, goes in with the extended speed. Tom Kench ult to the back line. Thresh getting caught and finishes off by the Syndra. Good catch by Game of Thrones in the mid lane. Oh, Darius and Lissandra, and the fight repeats itself. Now Darius again, but cannot find the kill on Shinzao this time.
Mid turret is down.
Oh, now it's a 4 against 2 in the middle lane. Swain going to be taken down. Now Lucian caught. Aatrox looks like going 3 flashes right there blown, but cannot get the Lucian. And Forgot to Warm Up team is going to trade the top lane turret for 2 mid lane turrets right here. And they're looking for the second one, most likely going to come through with the Rift Herald. They're looking to disengage, but Lissandra coming. Ganking from the jungle, trying to collide middle, but she's very low on mana. Appears middle lane to scare them off, but cannot find anything more. And we see the top lane inner turret taken very low, only to maybe 20%, so that's going to be an easy turret to finish off later in the game.
Looks like they're gonna initiating the second dragon here. While Darius is defending top lane.
So Ocean Drake going to be taken away by Forgot to Warm Up. I think
Second Drake for them.
I'm very surprised that the game is 17-7, but the gold lead is at only 3k. Oh, the Severe, a great hook by Thresh, catching out the Severe once again. Nothing she could do there.
So
no flash and no shield up. Looking for another hook there, misses slightly. Oh, Aatrox looking for the CC, lands and goes very deep to do some damage on the Lucian and Thresh. They're going to peel back Lissandra in the back line, maybe looking for the dive. Not yet. Also Syndra right there. Very weird decision right there. No follow-up on the ult right there. The Forgot to Warm Up team, red team taken very low, cannot push the turret any further. Now here comes Darius, probably not fast enough to catch them, and the red team is going to disengage safely. In the meanwhile, wow, Syndra in the jungle going to look for the Aatrox. Aatrox ult gets popped. Lissandra still very healthy with a lot of mana. There comes a heal from Severe. Ult put down by Severe. The chase is on. But Lissandra is most likely going to get away here safely. Never mind. 2 more players collapsing there. Lissandra looking for the Master Escape. Gets stunned by Syndra, and that is going to spell her death. Syndra takes down Lissandra.
Back to the fight behind the jungle. I think the Lissandra missed her E, so that's why she didn't come in. And then she was hesitated, and then the ult Syndra as a result. So a bit of mistake over there.
But still, so that even though the kill lead is massive for team Forgot to Warm Up, so the red side, there's only a 3k gold lead, so not that much. Only 1 item on, I think, so it's a Lucian basically. Lucian is 3k ahead.
Very behind.
So that's the only main difference right now. Because Lucian is early game ADC, I think as long as the Severe tries to stay safe, gets the farm, she can still scale to late game.
Okay.
Alright, now
They're
Lissandra looking
for
to...
red buff here. Alright.
Red buff still started by the Xin Zhao. The blue team is not going to defend that. Aatrox in the jungle catches the Lissandra out a little bit. Lissandra binds the Aatrox. Aatrox now caught out by the team. Does he have ult? He does not have ult. He's going to be taken down. Now Swain in the middle of the team. Darius now is going to look for a fight. Now Xin Zhao engages on the Darius. Is he going to bite up a little bit more than shoot? Darius goes in, dunks the Xin Zhao. Now Darius in the back line, but the Lucian is very fed. He's not going to be able to do enough damage to take down the Lucian. That's a 4-for-1 trade for Forgot to Warm Up. And they're going to... Oh, never mind. Baron is still not up for 1 minute.
I think they're gonna take down the turret and then go setting up the Baron.
Yep, so middle lane turret
blue.
taken down.
And also the top turret.
So both middle and top inner turrets now taken down. The map is open for Forgot to Warm Up. Now a 7k gold advantage. Now it's starting to look like a very difficult gold lead to come back from.
Yeah. Starting to show the real difference now.
Yeah. Baron is coming up in 15 seconds, and we see that the red side vision is already there. There's a pink ward in the bush, and some wards spotting out advances. And they're most likely now going to go back, buy some wards, get the sweepers, and set up vision in the Baron area. Oh, Xin Zhao is a little bit far ahead. Blue team looking for the pick, but cannot find it. Blue team clearing out the vision now of the red team. Maybe setting up for a death brush. Oh, no, they're going to give that up. Meanwhile,
Darius is pushing for the turret.
oh, Swain gets caught in the middle lane. 4v1, no chance to escape. Not sure what Swain was doing there, but that's an easy pick for Game of Throws. Now pushing back the Baron plans of the red team by at least a few minutes.
They're heading to the bot lane.
They're heading to the bot lane, sweeping the jungle of wards. They're looking for the bottom inner lane turret. A very big minion wave here. Very difficult for the red team to defend. Thresh finds a hook, but it's on the Darius, so most likely not going to go in there. Oh, Xin Zhao getting caught in the mid lane, but the Thresh Lantern is going to take him back to safety. If we look at the items now, so Severe only has 1 item, while Lucian already has 2. And in the middle lane is still...
trouble.
Yeah, a big difference. Middle lane is 2 items for 1.5, so still bearable. But now we still see recalls coming in for the blue side. They're going to go back for the buy.
15 seconds to Infernal Dragon.
Infernal Dragon, yes, coming up. Very high priority dragon. The red team hovering over in the jungle, setting up a death brush. It's very difficult for the blue team here to come in. Lissandra going in. What is Darius doing alone in the middle of the team? Darius trying to fight there, but is going to be taken down. Oh, wow, that was a lot of damage by the Syndra. So taking down the Thresh by herself. Now Dragon started. Oh, it's okay. So there's the spectator bugs. It's a mountain dragon. Oh, Tomcat ulti coming in right in the middle with the Aatrox. They're looking to engage 4v4, taken down really low. The red team looking low there. Batsuli trying to escape. Lucian is very low, looking to re-engage on the Aatrox. Aatrox taken low. Ulti pop. Now Syndra on fire. The blue team turns the fight around and takes down Forgot to Warm Up despite their massive gold lead.
Is that a comeback?
That seems like the beginning of a comeback. That was a 4-for-1 trade, and the gold lead is narrowed to only 2,000. And the team is now pinging the Baron. Are they going to go for it? Still tens of seconds left on the death timer, but still a very risky proposition this early in the game.
Are they going to do it? So
they're going to sweep the vision. So we'll see how they're going to react. Thresh trying to clear this massive minion wave. pummeling at the top lane turret by themselves. Now they've gained control of the top side red jungle. A good, what's it called, blue ward right there, spotting out the pick. Now their blue team is going to retreat from the jungle. Most likely going to recall now because they just won the big team fight and still have it reset.
Going back and shopping. Clearing vision for Baron. And Darius is pinging the Baron, so he's hitting the crab for the vision. And he's gonna initiate, no?
Oh, and there's this tricky red side ward at the back of the Baron pit, spotted out by the fruit. And now Baron started out by the blue team. I'm not sure. Okay, Syndra is spotted out by the sweep, and now the
there's a
teleport coming in from Lissandra. It's going to be a fight at the Baron. The blue team commit to the Baron. Baron taken very low, only 2,000 health. Lissandra going in, gets stunned up. Lucian ulting there. Lissandra ulting herself in the safety. Syndra steals the Baron. The fight is on, all kinds of mayhem. We see the Lissandra ulting the Aatrox. Aatrox is still not dead. Severe hammering on at the Swain, taking the Swain down. Only Lucian and Lissandra left. The chase is on, but Lucian is most likely going to get to safety. So a Game of Thrones did manage to take the Baron.
They took the opportunity right away when they spot Lissandra defending the bot lane alone.
Yeah, so good, very ballsy play by Game of Thrones, taking the Baron and evening out the gold lead now. So gold lead, I forgot to warm up. They couldn't capitalize on that. In the dragon fight, they somehow got caught out, fought badly, and that turned the game around. And now Game of Thrones actually got the late game or got the Baron for themselves.
And the lead is now changing to 1k in the face of GOT.
Yep, definitely. So their team comp is very strong. So even though Darius is 2-7, we see that he's still doing a lot of damage in the fights. And Severe also scaling up, even though she's still 1.5k behind from the Lucian. But the late game Severe is slowly starting to come online.
I get your point now. She always had her position dealing damage from behind.
Oh, interestingly, actually, that there's a massive difference of CS in the middle lane. If we look at the Swain and Syndra, so there's 69 CS difference, which means that the Syndra is actually doing a lot damage in those fights. Now the blue team looking for picks in the top side jungle, clearing out the vision.
And also the jungle.
Oh, the Thresh looking for the Syndra. Syndra caught out, tries to flash away. Syndra taken very low, saved by the Tom Kench. Aatrox in the middle of the enemy team. Now Swain peeling the front line. Oh, and the Severe gets hooked by the Thresh, gets taken down immediately. Blue team now in the middle of the fight. Darius trying to make the fight turn around. Does a lot of damage. Dunk after another, takes down the Swain, and another team fight victory by Game of Thrones.
I'm really impressed by the Thresh by always picking the carries of the other team, but it seems like he could not carry the game with only the hooks.
The Thresh is playing very well. He lands so many hooks on the key targets, but unfortunately his team is not able to follow up. So they're going to at least lose an inhibitor here. They're most likely not going to keep pushing. The death timers are coming back. Xin Zhao is back, and soon Swain is going to be back as well. But yeah, Game of Thrones now in the lead, 3k gold lead for them.
21-26 now. It's truly a comeback. Let's see how they wrap up the game, or not.
And we see the buys coming in for the Severe at 2 items. Lucian has 3, but the Severe is going to start doing damage in these fights as well. The Syndra 8-5-11 with 3 items completed. And actually, if you look at the red side, they don't have any magic resist. So this Syndra with that magic penetration is basically doing true damage to them all. And also the Aatrox actually doing very well in the jungle at 9, 4, and 6. 3 items finished, being a really big threat in the team fights for the blue team.
And the lead in the CS also.
Yeah, the lead in the CS shows as well. The Aatrox leading by 30 CS and Syndra leading by 70 CS.
So
Now the blue team setting up for a top lane push. The wave is, I think, very big right there, but the Swain is going to be able to clear it. In the meantime, Darius is going to get a free turret at the top lane.
Miss a stun.
And Darius now pushing in the top lane.
Pausing. Forgot
Lissandra looking for the pick. Dashes in but cannot get the pick. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Thresh catches the Aatrox, but Aatrox is unkillable. That was a massive stun by Syndra. Aatrox goes in, directs havocs in their team. Swain now ulted up but gets killed out by their team. Red team in trouble. Lucian trying to do some damage, kills the Syndra. Doing his best to dish out damage to the front line. Now Darius in the game donks the Lissandra, cannot get the kill. Lissandra comes back in, gets killed by the Darius. That's a 4 kills and a very last one alive. The 9-1-6 Lucian trying to make the difference. 3v1 right now at the Nexus turrets. The push is on. Lucian coming up to defend. They're going to be pushed back. They're very low on their health bar. Lucian looking for the chase, but there's too many minions. It's a messy fight at the enemy base. Good attempt by the blue team to end the game, but the Lucian is still doing so much damage that they could not win that fight easily.
Looking like they're gonna back and regen and then setting up for the Magic Dragon. And with the Baron coming up in 1 minute.
Yeah, so now it's 2 inhibitors down. It's going to be very difficult for the red side to contest any objectives. Aatrox now looking for a free Mountain Dragon, and Baron coming up in 30 seconds as well.
So Aatrox is already initiating the Mountain play. Lissandra is coming to the Baron to start visioning the whole area. Darius is around the Baron area to make sure that the red team doesn't get into the Baron without controlling.
Middle lane looking for a little bit of action there. Lissandra pulling back to safety. Syndra looking for the stun, gets the stun on Lissandra, takes her down immediately. Now Thresh in trouble. Xin Zhao goes in, ults them away. Aatrox is unstoppable. Look at that. He cannot be killed. His ult is still on. His ult is proc. He even has Guardian Angel after that. The Lucian is taken down to 10% HP. Has to fall back. And the Xin Zhao is going to be taken down. Is this going to be game? Yes, it is. Severe is going to solo the turret, and that is a 2-0 comeback victory for Game of Thrones. Congratulations.
Okay, welcome back.
Welcome back to the stream. This is our final series.
Possibly final series.
Possible final series, yes.
So right now, EUNEC Dogs, they have won both of their games and forgot to warm up, lost their previous two. So this is the final game. This is the final series, unless forgot to warm up, like pulls a surprise trick and actually stomps EUNEC Dogs.
Yep.
They need to stomp them 2-0. So in that case, we are in a 3-way tie.
Yeah.
And
So, as a reminder for all, it's a round-robin tournament where the 3 teams today in the finals all play against each other. And right now it's 1-1 basically for GOT and EUNE. So now we're playing the last game to see if EUNE can take the win home. And based on their previous matches performance, they're looking very strong.
yes, like EUNEC Dogs, they were like the favorite based on the qualifiers. They were the only team to end up in 4-0 score.
Yep.
After the qualifiers, which is in itself very impressive.
Yeah.
And after the last 2 games, we saw like, whoa, they're looking really strong.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, here the forgot to warm up is definitely the underdog, especially after losing the first 2 games to a team that was beaten by EUNEC Dogs.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
for
guess-
sure.
yeah. Right now we are going to see if this is a close loop, rock paper scissors, or if it's a 3.
Absolutely. But we see that actually forgot to warm up, they now got Akali and Irelia, which have been in their previous games against GOT always permabanned. So I'm interested to see if they can make it happen with these 2 strong solo lanes. But on the other hand, for the EUNE side, the Kebe, their mid laner, has now got the Mordekaiser, one of his comfort picks that got banned out in the previous series. So both teams now on some form of their comfort picks.
Yes, and okay, it's kind of nice to see. Well, I don't know, nice. We'll see about that. But once again, there's Lucian.
Not again.
Yeah, Lucian has been the pick of death. Well, okay, they won in the 1 game, but in that game he wasn't the carry.
Yeah.
He got carried by someone else.
Yeah,
So-
so Lucian in our tournament, it's been picked very often, but it just hasn't worked out too well.
Well, but maybe
We
against.
fear the
Well, I guess we'll see.
Tryndamere!
Oh, this
Tryndamere
is going to
lock
be
in.
interesting.
Okay, so X-Legend Jr. on EU East locks in the Tryndamere might go. I think it's top lane, yeah, unless it's bottom lane somehow. But
Yeah.
I expect the Shinzao to be jungle and Mordekaiser in middle lane.
Yeah, middle Mordekaiser sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're probably gonna try to pair up Mordekaiser against Akali
Yep.
for all the like survivability and AoE damage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because Akali excels against weak champions who she can just assassinate and destroy
Yeah.
on contact.
Going to be a difficult matchup if Akali goes middle lane against the Mordekaiser. Now we're going into the second banning phase, and on the Forgot side, they're going to ban out the Vladimir as well as the Brand. And on the other side, we have the Braum and Kayn taken away.
Yeah.
Don't want the Lucian to get the Braum as a support.
Yeah. It's actually like the red team's playing like EUNEC Dogs is playing it pretty smart. They know that the Lucian is already picked, so they ban Braum to like negate that synergy.
Yep.
But oh, Malzahar. Is it going to be a Malzahar support?
I think it's a Malzahar support, yeah.
Okay.
So
EUNEC Dogs is really playing outside the meta.
they're very playing out of the meta, yeah. So I'm expecting the Mordekaiser comfort pick mid. Malzahar support we haven't seen in pro play, maybe in middle lane, but definitely not in bot lane.
I really like this Leona though.
An aggressive statement to the bottom lane that we're gonna take this and we're gonna take it early.
Oh, it's Malzahar ADC-ish. Malzahar bottom lane carry.
Okay, so
So this is going to be a great game, guys.
and so EU East showing again that they're not afraid to pick outside of meta and just want to play their own style. They lock in the Tryndamere, the Mordekaiser, the Malzahar, and the Alistar to see if they can take this game. What do you think about the team comps? Where are their strengths and weaknesses?
Well, I would say that EUNEC Dogs' strength is the surprise factor, because if you play with like a weird like roster, weird champions, you know how to play against the meta, but the meta doesn't know how to play against you. If that makes any sense, like
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I mean, if I was playing against that comp right now, I wouldn't know like how strong is that. I
Yeah.
expect them to know what they're doing, like there's some plan, but I don't know it. So
Yeah, and
there
it
is a
actually-
surprise factor.
yeah. And if we look at like the champions they have, their damage distribution is pretty good. Like they have equal amounts of like AP and AD damage, so they are not like in a trap where the opponent can just counter everything with a single like item selection. So that looks very good. Like
On the other
in that
hand,
sense.
on the forgot to warm up side, I see a more split push focused team comp.
Yeah, that is true.
With
that is true.
Akali and Irelia, I think those two champions do thrive on a split push or pick situation.
Yeah, I must agree. But then, yeah, but okay. Well, Enedox has also like with their pick roster, like they have kind of countered Akali in many ways because Akali doesn't have a clear target. Like there is no one she can easily burst. Like okay, Malzahar is their mage and thus the weakest one, but then again, Malzahar's Stare of Death can instantly shut Akali down for a second or two.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, that's very true. So it's going to be difficult to play Akali in this matchup because, I mean, Tryndamere, he has the ult.
Yeah, can't kill.
Mordekaiser is very tanky.
Yeah, Alistar doesn't just care.
Alistar doesn't care, and Shinzao also hard to kill with the ulti and the damage and everything.
Yeah, because Xin has so much like lifesteal and health regen.
Yeah.
So it's hard to shut down.
Yeah, absolutely, and
So yeah, Enedox is playing the not so typical 5 bruisers in a way.
yeah. Malzahar is there to lock someone down, and then the rest of the team just says, whatever, we're green light, let's go. Going to
We don't really care.
roll over. But then again, if that team falls behind
Yeah.
on the EUNE side, then it's going
That
to
is
be
true.
difficult to come back because,
because-
you don't have your AD carry to rely on late game scaling. You
Yeah.
don't have a traditional mid lane with the wave
That is-
clear.
that
and
is true.
the,
And like what is sometimes forgotten maybe, like meta build is the meta build for a reason.
yeah.
That is found to be the strongest one by professionals and very enthusiastic players alike. So
Yeah.
usually like the traditional team comp wins in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason the meta exists, and we'll see how effectively Forgot to Warm Up is going to be able to use their meta advantage in a way, and how this EUNE team is going to play their unorthodox
Yeah.
composition.
Yeah, I think a lot of this thing comes down to shutting down Malzahar, because if you look at the like Enedogs, they have Malzahar is their only ranged champion.
Yeah.
So it's all about collapsing
Yeah.
onto like enemy team. If they manage to catch him, he did. But as long as they are able to keep their range, then that's pretty cool. In a
Yeah,
way,
so-
in a way, it's kind of funny because Lucian has the longest range in this game.
Yeah, true. Yeah, both teams. We're going to enter the loading screen now, but both teams, they both have a very strong ability to dive the back line. So Malzahar being the back line can be easily gotten to by the Irelia and Akali and Jarvan.
Yeah.
So there's a dunk squad there. But then
and-
also Lucian and Leona, or well, Leona could also
Yeah,
go
Leona's is a
forward.
very strong engager.
Yeah.
But then again, Leona also has some counter engage tools.
Yeah.
Like her ultimate can, if the forget to warm up engages badly. Pardon, if the Enedogs engages badly in a uniform line, then Leona can stun the whole team.
Yeah.
She can really be a menace. Like really kind of delay the death of Lucian.
So yeah, it's but on the other side, I think the EUNE team also is a very strong diver. So if Alistar engaging, Mordekaiser just doing whatever in the middle
Yeah.
of the team, and then Shinzao obviously going in, and Tryndamere as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a large part of Mordekaiser's like strength is turning the game into 6v5. Like they're probably trying to go for like dragons and such to get that one extra teammate, so to speak.
Yeah.
The dragon, ghost of the dragon, and all of the monsters and enemy champions. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
fun to watch.
So we do have a slight adaptation coming in. I think Dimly generally plays the middle lane, or has played the middle lane in the previous games, but Dimly is now playing the top lane, switching out with Irelia for middle
True
lane.
True that. And they're trying to pair up Akali against Tryndamere apparently, because oh wait, Malzahar is mid lane, so bot lane's Alistar
Okay,
Mordekaiser.
so it is the Mordekaiser bottom lane. I was thinking that right now in the sort of the previous meta where you can play anything at the bot lane, Mordekaiser was a typical counter pick for Heimer actually, because he could push down the turrets easily. But I was thinking that because Kebe was the middle lane in the previous games, he would go mid, but he is going bottom this game.
Okay. Okay, well, in bottom lane, Lucian has a lot of health to go through.
Yeah, that is a beefy bottom lane. Mordekaiser and Alistar.
Yeah. So probably Leona should just hang back and Lucian should focus on farming because he's not going to be killing any of them soon.
Yeah. And we
The best they
see
can is zone a little bit.
we see an early counter invade by the Xin Zhao pushing into the wow, Dimly is taken low. It seems like there might have been a technical difficulty with maybe Dimly or some other player we don't know. They'll try to resolve it.
Yeah. Okay, but here we can also like witness the raw strength of Tryndamere.
Yeah.
Like the way his system works, that like the more rage you have, the higher critical strike chances also.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah, right now you can see that he's at full rage, so his damage is very high, and when things turn sour, he can just turn that rage into health. So the best way to counter Tryndamere is to get him low and zone him. Unfortunately, unfortunately for Akali, it looks like that she wasn't able to do that. Maybe
Yeah.
Xin Zhao tries to pick up the kill. She was left really low. I guess we'll see.
It seemed like Dimly might have... Oh, we see an Leona engaged there. Mordekaiser taking a bit low, but the heal coming back in and the shield as well. And no kill resulting from that. We see how this bottom lane matchup will go. Now the shield is on Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser gets taken very low by the Lucian. And first blood for Lucian. Great engage by Forgot to Warm Up, taking the first blood with the meta bot lane. We see Xin Zhao hovering up top, trying to bait out the Akali. Now Akali under siege. Tower aggro on Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao taking a lot of damage, flashing away from the turret, getting the kill on Akali. Clean dive by EUNE.
Like that's one of the earliest dives I have seen, especially in this tournament. Like you don't usually turret dive at 3 minutes.
That was a very early tower dive. I think Xin Zhao was just level 3. Very nice headbutt by Alistar. Almost got the kill on Leona, forced a heal from Lucian to save his teammate.
Heal was on point. Yeah, that Malzahar, like space aids as they say, really starts sticking down Irelia, because Irelia has to be in melee range.
Yeah.
And the space aids, whatever it's called, like the real name, always jumps to the closest targets after the previous victim dies. So Irelia being always in the melee range is very like susceptible to that extra damage.
Irelia looking for the kill. Jarvan coming up mid. Flash still up for the Malzahar. Flashes in, gets onto the turret and saves himself from the gank. Good gank by Jarvan though, coming from a very difficult angle.
Okay, well it looks like that Lucian knows that the range, like it's all about survivability at bot lane, because the enemy team has a lot of health regen.
Yeah.
So he goes for the like Vampiric Scepter first to
Yeah,
get
getting
that
the
extra
vampire.
lifesteal.
Going for the Blade of the Ruin King, building the Vampiric Spectre early to be able to sustain that lane, which is a good idea against the Alistar Mordekaiser. Trades coming in top, but we have to remember that there is a 1 kill lead for Tryndamere, so he's going to be quite strong even this early in the game.
Yeah, looks like Lucian is doing a pretty good job with all the zoning and such.
Yeah,
so.
Lucian is zoning out their bottom lane with this huge wave with the 1 kill he has. Oh, now Akali looking to roam, but Xin Zhao ready there. Goes on to Akali. Akali tries to disengage. Does she have the shroud? She has the shroud, but Xin Zhao can see her through the shadows and now tries to get away but cannot. And now Jarvan a little bit in danger, and That's a clean solo kill by the Xin Zhao.
Yeah, that really puts Akali back.
That
She's
does
already-
put her back.
Yeah, she's already behind 1 kill against her lane opponent, and now she also loses a lot of like minions. As you can see, Tryndamere at the same time is under the turret, so all of that CS and gold and XP is gone now.
Yeah, difficult situation for the Akali, a very snowball-heavy champion that wants to be ahead, and you're 0-2 down. That's going to be a hard place to be.
Yeah. Against the even stronger, more snowballier champion.
Yeah, against the Tryndamere, that's going to dive, and that is exactly what they're going to do. They're going to head top. Tryndamere has ultimate. The Akali is in trouble. Cannot find, tries to stay in the shroud for as long as possible.
Oh, that heal!
And Tryndamere survives with a sliver of health under the turret after his ulti ends.
Yeah.
Now, wow! The Lucian got exploded. I was just getting started how the team fight started, but that Lucian got deleted by the Mordekaiser, and now they might be looking for a dive. Jarvan also down there trying to come and save his teammate, but Leonov taken very low, taken down by the Mordekaiser and Alistar. And now the Jarvan left alone with the 2 beefy boys down at the bottom lane. Is he going to be able to... Gets knocked out from the turret range, jumps back down. Mordekaiser decides not to dive just yet, but this game is getting quite quickly out of hands for Forgot to Warm Up.
Yeah. This is how dangerous bruisers can be, like early on. Unless the meta team has a really good synergy and very strong plays, and they know how to keep their distance, it can get out of hand, because every one of these champions can beat any one of the opposing champions 1v1.
Yeah.
And we're almost at the point where they can beat them 1v2. Like we saw with the Renekton in the first few games.
Yeah.
This is the power level we're talking about.
Yep, and the lead is right now on the Mordekaiser and the Tryndamere, 2 of the champions. They definitely want the lead on it. Also the Xin Zhao, who is one of the strongest early and mid-game skirmishing junglers.
Yeah.
Really enjoying that lead. On the Forgot to Warm Up side, the Bright Star is there. Irelia in the mid lane that has 2.7k gold lead on his own. Leading by 300 gold against the lane opponent Malzahar.
Yeah. I kind of feel like that this game, if it is to go to the Forget to Warm Up, then Lucian really needs to pull through. He's the only one who can kite against the Bruiser team.
Yeah, absolutely. So Lucian will play a big role in this team, kiting back and dishing out that damage consistently without getting killed.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say it's going to be a hard task for him.
Yeah, like Xin Zhao he has his aims locked on Lucian.
Also the Tryndamere, the Malzahar, everybody has eyes on the Lucian right now, and we see a 3-man dive. The aggression is relentless. They get Lucian down immediately. Now Leona left alone. That's a 3v1 in the bottom lane. Looks so easy. They make it look so clean.
Yeah. Now we are fighting 6v5. As you can see, Lucian has switched sides as Mordekaiser is controlling his ghost.
Yeah, gets the Lucian ghost right there. Wow, and Jarvan getting caught out by the Tryndamere and Malzahar. Akali trying to trade the kill back that just doesn't have the damage. Tryndamere still has his ultimate. Irelia tries to finish out the Malzahar but cannot do it. The damage is just not there this early into the game, and now Irelia running for her life. They're going to take down the Mountain Drake and go finish off the Irelia here.
But at what point did they go 2 turrets down?
Oh, Irelia taking a little jab at the Malzahar, forcing the flash from Alistar. Alistar saves the Malzahar. So it's a 10-2 lead for EU, and this 9 minutes into the game is looking dire for the Forgot to Warm Up lineup. 5k gold lead this early game spells a hard game for you. And we have Mordekaiser already finished his first item, Rylai's staff as well as the Sorcerer's Boost, so that is a lot of power this early into the game.
Like Eona Dogs, they seem to be super confident as both, like 2 of their members, both AP carries, have the ring that gets AP stacks based on the number of kills they're getting. Of course, the downside on that item is that you lose the stacks and thus the AP when you get down, when you die, but they are not intent on dying.
Yeah.
they intend to keep that extra AP they get from there. Meanwhile, Malzahar is just getting the minions and gold with the space aids.
And the Forgot to Warm Up side, actually, their team comp is a very difficult comp to play behind. Their strength is in being able to create picks and going on single targets. They don't really have, for example, AoE wave clear that they can stall the game out with. It's going to be difficult for them to come back from this, but they'll need to have to look for picks in the jungle or look for fights that they can win.
Yeah, because like I forgot to warm up is kind of a split push comp with that Jarvan and Akali and Irelia. That's a really strong split push combination compilation, but then that would unfortunately Eonedogs is in a position where they can counter all of their split push intents.
Yeah. Oh, and the Jarvan gets taken down in their jungle. Gets caught out. There's just so much vision control by EU and his side in their jungle. It's very difficult for the Jarvan to do anything there. And now the... What was that damage? The Mordekaiser flashes in and kills the Lucian with the Ignite. Now teleport coming in from Akali looking for the trade kill, but there's only a ghost under turret. Now Mordekaiser course under turret, taking a lot of damage. Akali trying for the execute but gets killed instead. Also the Irelia going down and Mordekaiser survives with a little bit of help. Jarvan takes down the Mordekaiser, takes the shutdown gold with the ultimate, and that's a 2-for-2 trade. Oh, well, 2 for... There were a lot of kills early as well.
Yeah. But still, even though it was an equal trade, the Eonedogs, they were left on top, meaning that they can get the turret and keep the push going. And apparently at some point they also took the Rift Herald, so the push is really on.
The push is really on. Tryndamere coming in, taking down the Lucian by himself. Ult is popping, is trying to take down the Jarvan, but Jarvan survives with a skin of his health. But now the inhibitor turret has been cracked open at 13 minutes of the game. Looking very difficult for Forgot to Warm Up. Red buff getting taken away by Xin Zhao.
Things are looking calm for the moment.
Irelia trying to gain some vision control back into their jungle to minimize the risk of any picks. There comes the death ball, Alistar and Mordekaiser. Nothing the Forgot to Warm Up team can do, just has to pull back here.
The undying ball of death that persuades the enemy team to join you as well.
Yeah.
You know, Alistar is such a funny champion. Like, in a sense, he doesn't really do much, but then again, you cannot kill him, and he's such a menace in a team fight because he's constantly just seizing and pushing people in everywhere.
Yeah, Alistar very strong support because he does gain that extra tankiness from his ultimate, and all of his skills basically provide some level of CC.
Oh, Alistar doesn't care much for flashes. He just threw his.
That was the Hex Flash.
Oh, Hex Flash. Okay, yeah. Well, then it's not as important.
Yeah.
But still. Really
and now the red team pushing into their jungle, looking to close the game. Going to push the top side lane now. Alistar and Mordekaiser looking for the... Oh, and an engage by... Flash engage by the Leona going in with the death ball, but Mordekaiser is right there dishing out so much damage. And the Forgot to Warm Up team just cannot dish out the damage. A great engage, but the damage just not there for the follow-up. Now Dimly, the lone survivor of that fight, trying to survive for a little longer, but looks like the game is going to go in the favor of EU and E, taking down their first game against Forgot to Warm Up in stride.
Yeah, 15 minutes. Now that's a dominant performance.
You didn't even have time to surrender.
Yeah, they cannot even surrender, so... yeah, no barriers, no nothing, just pure strength.
Powerful statement by EU and E. We'll see how Forgot to Warm Up if they have the guts to come back in the next game of the series.
Wow. I don't think I have ever seen nor been in a game that has ended before 15.5 minutes. Like 15 minutes is Wow.
Yeah, absolutely stunning performance by EU and in this tournament today, playing their hearts out.
Yeah. Well, at least the organizers are super thankful for the extra time to clean up.
Yep.
This evening. Well, congratulations. This was spectacular. Even though Lucian got the first kill, they were not able to capitalize on that. Wow.
Alright, we're gonna take a short break here, and after the break, the players will go into their second game of their match.
Yeah, let's look at the damage though. Wow. Alistair had like, well, did more damage than half of their enemy team.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It is cool.
Okay, but yeah, we'll be on a short break, and after that we will be back with the next game featuring Eone Dogs versus Forgot to Warm Up.
Thank you for giving me the chance.
Howdy, family.
Okay, welcome back, dear audience. This might be the final real game we have here today, or might not. Oh, yes.
Yep.
So yes, after the extremely dominant performance by Eone Dogs, can they pull it off again? Like, if they weren't in the last game, Forgot to Warm Up is truly an underdog in this one.
Yeah.
But this is their time to shine.
This is their time to shine. Take it back. Forgot to warm up. Maybe UNE Dogs will get a little cocky with their lead and then throw it and forgot to warm up. I mean, they did get to the finals, so they have the ability to win games at our level. So we now see that forgot to warm up now, banning away the Mordekaiser.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gone, and the Lysandra is also banned. And, well, yeah. Okay, but so far the bans look kind of box standard. Well, like nothing too special there. But, ooh, Nocturne.
Yeah, Nocturne picked there by the EONE side.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes. Now Nunu being hovered over, and they lock in actually Victor, and we'll see what their second pick is. Victor and Kha'Zix by the Forgot to Warm Up side. They put their faith in the broken Victor and the assassin Kha'Zix. The first time we see Kha'Zix this tournament.
Yeah, that is true. But then, like, well, Nocturne's also like superior assassin. Like, personally, I'm a huge fan of the champion. Like, he's especially like, well, I have mained ADC for years, and whenever there's like a Nocturne on the enemy team, I always get like anxious. Maybe that's part of his like design as a ghost, but then again, his ultimate can really shut down the enemy ADC with that huge like charge. He can instantly like lock on the enemy ADC and then just start dishing out the damage to their softest target. Oh,
yeah,
but
absolutely.
Like,
and what we see here is a Zed locked in, so very AD assassin heavy.
Yeah, even more assassins.
Even more assassins.
Okay, because like if last game wasn't like playing with glass cannons, man.
Yeah, and then on the other side, UNE Dogs locking in the Jax that they have played time and time again. They've played Jax every game except the previous game, I think. And then also the Echo that they had a lot of success with in their previous series. And now we see the second banning phase going in, and it is an Alistar ban. So from the Forgot to Warm Up side, so they do not want to see an Alistar plus X kill lane in the bottom. And now we also see Pantheon banned by Forgot to Warm Up, so they are taking a big look at their match history. So Pantheon was picked 2 games ago, and they're going to take the Pantheon away from them. And actually now on the EUNE side, they're going to take the opposing team's previous series matchup. So Ezreal and Braum, that was a safe lane they were going for, and they're going to take that away.
Well, looks like Eone Dogs are still going with the, like off-ish meta, because none of these are like a typical support nor ADC champion.
Yeah.
So this is once again going to be a death ball, maybe.
Yeah, UNE dogs going for the brand support. Very strong carry potential in the bottom lane. And a Veigar.
Oh, this is gonna be spicy.
That's going to be spicy once again, as expected of the UNE side. Leaving the AD damage for the Nocturne and Jax and going for a full AP burst bottom lane.
Yeah.
Going to be so nasty for that Varus.
Yeah, like Varus is one of those champions who lack movement. Like, he really needs to be on his toes, but then again, oh, he's playing with Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath has the silence, maybe that's the reason why they picked him. Like, that's silence and CC.
So
okay.
we pick Cho'Gath there. Who's their bottom lane? Varus and
Varus,
Cho'Gath? I'm expecting it's Varus and Cho'Gath.
Yeah.
I
well,
think
like, Staffo has played the support, that's like their dedicated support, so
right.
It's probably gonna be Cho'Gath, Varus.
Yeah, that's what I expect. I'm not sure how well Cho'Gath works.
Yeah,
in
well,
the bottom lane, we don't see that very often.
Yeah, but
I
then
think
again, like
without farm, he lacks the tankiness.
Maybe they're counting on his ultimate to be able to like beef him up.
Maybe.
Because Cho'Gath's ultimate is such that it does a bunch of true damage, and whenever it kills an enemy champion, Cho'Gath gains permanent max health.
Yeah.
And also increases in size, which is makes him look really menacing, as he's like 4 times the size of any other champion and has like 5 times the health as well.
Yeah. We go into the 3-minute spectator delay.
Yeah, but I'm kind of intrigued. Like, oh yeah, by the way, did you realize this is the first game, at least for me, that I'm casting that does not have Lucian in the lineup.
Yeah, actually, refreshing in some ways.
Yeah, because
to
like
not see the Lucian.
Yeah, Lucian has been the kiss of death.
Yeah, absolutely. So interesting to see how this is going to play it out. We're gonna take a look at the audience here. Thanks for everybody being here today. It's been a great event so far. We've had a blast casting the tournament, and we'll see how this final games ends, and after that maybe some casual games. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Now.
Okay. Yeah, but speaking of the champions once again, like I think it's going to be very interesting to see like how, like okay, the Varus playstyle is complete opposite of Lucian.
Yeah.
Whereas like Lucian is more of a like dueler and very mobile. Varus lacks all mobility and typically is played as a poke champion.
Yeah. So definitely, so Varus is more passive but scales very well into the late game and can dish out a lot of damage if he's not killed. But on the UNE side, you know, they have plenty of tools to kill that Varus, so we'll see Nocturne diving into the backline, followed by the Jax and Echo. It's going to be a massacre there, but I do see a lot of power on the Forgot to Warm Up side as well, because if they get ahead, Zed is obviously very strong against their comp. He can delete the Brand, the Veigar, or the Nocturne. And then also Victor is a very strong pick in the current meta, so if Victor gets ahead, very hard to deal with as well, because Victor can be tanky and deal damage at the same time.
I kind of feel like it's Victor's job to counter the enemy bruisers, because he's basically the line that stops them from coming over with Cho'Gath. Whereas like Zed and Kha'Zix, they're after Veigar and Brand.
Yep.
So it's Victor who's stopping Jax essentially from snowballing all the way to the end, and Echo to a degree as well. Yeah. Varus is, I'm not actually sure what he's supposed to do in this game.
Yeah, Echo can do quite a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay, but yeah, Varus probably should just use his long-range poke to slowly wither down that Echo and Jax held down by Cho'Gath and Victor.
Yeah, well, I think I mean one weakness, like you're sort of pointing out, is that on the UNA side they're not very tanky. Jax can be like sort of big, but he's not tanky in itself. So they do have it in there, and if they get ahead, like Zed has an easy time assassinating soft targets, as well as the Kha'Zix
and
Varus. So it is interesting to see how this game plays out.
Yeah, because Forgot to Warm Up has a really strong siege at the moment.
Yeah,
because like Varus has a Q, his Q is to like load up an arrow, which gains range based on the time he has been like charging it up.
Yeah.
And that at the maximum that range is very long.
Yeah.
It can easily snipe people under the turret, making their siege that much better. Okay, but yeah, let's see if there's any level 1 shenanigans.
Alright, so we're heading into the Summoner's Rift and some starting shenanigans and emotes being popped. We see the blue team pinging out top lane, trying for some level 1 invade on the UNE side. Going for the invade with the Veigar. And Jack stuns Victor in the bush, laying away. Will he get caught out? They're going straight in, not going around. Victor is not awake and has to force flash away, and Veigar gets the stun. Victor is caught there dimly.
Nice.
Unfortunate death, maybe looking away from the screen or something, but does get caught right there, level 1.
Yeah. At games like this, you need to have your focus with you all the times, and if you lose focus, then there is a cost.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe it was something to do with the positioning as well. Maybe he was like behind the bush or like deep in the bush, so he saw them too late. But it did seem like his reaction was
I think
surprisingly slow.
Yeah, I think he was maybe browsing the shop or something.
The shop or the stats as well, possible. Yeah, having the tab open.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for him, blowing the
and
flash and getting a kill.
Yeah, but then again, like looking. Did anyone from the attacking team lose any summoners?
No. So the Veigar stun got him after the flash.
Yeah. Okay.
And the first kill goes to Nocturne, and he does have time to go back and buy a second jungling item that's going to help him stay healthy in the jungle for so much longer.
Yeah, that is true. And Nocturne also has like some passive lifesteal.
Yep.
Making him like also a very durable jungler that can stay for the longest of times and not really go back.
Yeah, in the bottom lane, oh, we see the little stun coming out from Veigar. And you know, we still don't know. Oh, it's an Echo support actually.
Whoa, wait, yeah.
So it's Brand middle with the Echo support. I didn't notice that earlier. There's a small fight coming here in the bottom lane. Nocturne against Kha'Zix, fighting for the river Scuttle Crab. Now it's and the Nocturne tries for the smite but cannot get it.
Well,
so both teams.
There was like somebody to secure it, but that was kind of close shot.
Yeah. And so it's actually a Brand mid against the Zed. I think it's a matchup that Zed can win if you play well, because Brand is immobile and Zed can jump around, so it's hard to stun.
Yeah. Like we need to see like the high reflex plays.
Oh, Jack's going in, dimly low on health. Is one auto attack away from death, and actually gets the trade kill. Great play by Dimly, playing it calm and cool. Knows that Jax will be stunned and gets the kill. But meanwhile, in the middle lane, flash forced away by the Zed. In the bottom lane, we see the matchup slightly in favor of the Varus right now, 15 CS to 11, and we get a stun on the Varus. Lands, but Cho'Gath is zoning them away quite well, putting down the silence and the knockup. So maybe the Cho'Gath pick is working here.
Yeah.
Oh, the fight continues and forced to flash away from the Varus. Varus forced back, but also now Echo taken very low. Now the stun lands on Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath forced away, so all the summoners blown except the flash of Veigar and Messified in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and Kha'Zix managed to die at some point somehow. Probably the same way as Zed did as well. We can look how
we're gonna take a little replay of the middle play here. So Zed is looking safe 30 seconds ago, but they're going to try to make a play on the Brand. Kha'Zix coming in on the Brand and Zed jumping back out. Oh, a great dodge by Brand, turning it around, and actually the Kha'Zix are gonna go down 1v2, and now the chase is on, and we get the kill that we saw already.
Okay.
And actually, in the meantime, we got another bottom lane dive, and Veigar and Echo do get another kill. 2 kills on the Echo, helping him become a stronger support. I have not seen an Echo support.
Yes, as you can see from his like build, the classical support items like
Oh, Jax jumping in, Dimly taking a bit low, but now Jax is stunned. And now the Victor has no way to get out, but the minions come in to rescue, and it's an equal trade at the top lane. Bottom lane stun coming in for the Veigar. Varus forced to stand right there, trying to trade back the damage, but the damage is just too much. Echo and Veigar wreaking havoc to the bottom lane of Cho'Gath and Varus. And that is the difficulty that we're talking about. Like, how do you deal with Veigar and Echo as Varus? Because when Veigar just lands the stun on you, you can't walk. You're just standing there waiting for the Echo to jump on you.
Yeah, exactly. Like okay, now that I look of I think of how I would play against Veigar in bot lane, like my idea would be to get first Ezreal because of his mobility as the most mobile ADC. But then again, if you remember, Eonedogs actually banned Ezreal.
Yeah.
Probably for this exact reason.
Yeah. So Ezreal banned away by Eonedogs, so forcing them to pick another AD carry. Now Kha'Zix's in the jungle, little does he know that the Nocturne is already there. Now Nocturne laying down the fear on Kha'Zix forced him to jump away. Full control by Eonedogs right now in the jungle.
Yeah.
6-1 into the game, it's a 3k gold advantage for Eonedogs.
Yeah.
Most of the gold lead is spread across the map except top lane, so Jax is a bit behind, but otherwise all their lanes are ahead.
Yeah, well, Nocturne is a lot ahead of Kha'Zix with minions and assets that there's like 1k difference in gold.
Yeah.
Which at 7 minutes pardon is a lot.
Yeah, that is definitely a lot. They're trying to get a pick on Veigar, stop the recall, but nothing's gonna come out of it.
Yeah, Veigar's just gonna lay down the stun and then keep on doing the damage.
Yeah. Let's see, Kha'Zix hovering over mid, probably going for his blue buff now. Middle lane, some trades there. Brand leading the CS by around 15, so Zed is a bit behind as well. Oh, and there comes a stun circle, echo circle down as well, trying to get the stun, cannot land. Oh, played by the Veigar and kills Varus. Now, Veigar very low, but cannot be taken down by the Cho'Gath, and the echo finishes him off. Good try, but I forgot to warm up, but that bot lane is just taking control.
Yeah. Okay, so Jukka, what do you think? Like, could it be time for lane swap, or is it too late? Like, maybe
and meanwhile there's the gank from the Nocturne right onto the Victor, and that's a clean kill by Eonedogs in the top side as well.
Yeah, yeah. But as I was saying, like, when the things started spiraling out of control, would it have been correct for top and bot lane to switch?
Oh, and a good try by Zed there in the middle, but a bit off, a bit more than he could chew, and gets killed by the brand instead.
Looks like that the Eonedogs are once again building the snowball rings. As you can see, they have the lead, they're confident, they want to keep the lead and make it even bigger.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're playing a comp of their complete own design, so Veigar and Echo working wonders together in that bot lane.
Yeah.
4-0-2 for the Echo support.
Yeah. This is something that you cannot see in LCS.
This is something you cannot see on the LCS, yes, and we do see a lot of, I think, role swaps as well. I remember, I think Kebe played middle lane in the first game I saw him, and then Q lane has been, I don't think Q lane has been the support every game either, so we're seeing some role swaps there as well.
Yeah.
Something's happening at the bot lane. Echo lays down the circle, does not get a stun there. Brand roaming bottom as well. We're going to see them going into blue jungle. Kha'Zix's very low.
Yeah. Does he have any idea that they are in the air?
I don't think so. There comes Veigar. Cho'Gath in the circle, cannot get away, flashes away, but Echo is on the chase, and Veigar ultimate finishes him off. And now even Varus is also very low, gets finished off, and Echo ults to safety. Beautiful play by the AONE bottom lane. Now Dimly in trouble. Can he he hits the plant right on time. But Nocturne has his ultimate coming up soon. Not sure if he's going to continue the chase. So again, EU and Dogs continuing their dominance in the series, 12-1 in 10 minutes. Now Echo fighting the Kha'Zix. Now Kha'Zix very low. Both of them are quite low on mana, but I'm pretty sure he cannot take more of this fight.
Yeah.
And there's the brand to finish off the Kha'Zix.
Cool.
EU and Dogs in control.
Yeah. In the previous skirmish, I just wanted to point out that like that leap from Kha'Zix was excellent. Like the timing was perfect. Like he was just outside the range when like the Echo stun bubble exploded.
Nice knock up there by Cho'Gath, forcing the flash from Brand. And now we see Dimly at top, lost the lead that he had, and I think I have seen this before. This is the exact same repeat of what happened earlier. A fight between Dimly and Jax, and the Nocturne comes to rescuing, immediately kills the Victor.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so this is a different kind of Varus. This is not a typical build. Like, okay, he has the attack speed bow, meaning that he's probably counting on his W to finish people off. His W, by the way, does damage based, like leave stacks on the enemy, and does damage. The stacks explode doing damage whenever hit by his other abilities, usually Q. That is very strong against high HP champions, but
Kha'Zix looking for the kill in the jump there and gets the Veigar, but Kha'Zix gets traded immediately by the Brand. Too much to take. Brand now red buff fighting the Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath is very tanky, but here comes Nocturne. Now Cho'Gath is caught, most likely going to be taken down. Zed has no cooldowns and energy, unable to help his friend there. And now we're seeing the EU NE Dogs push in the mid lane as well as bot lane. Echo looking for the kill there. Getting the circle down, trying to get the stun, cannot land. Ults the Echo, but unfortunately he still gets the E off. An easy kill for the Echo under the second turret. Victor now stunned up by the Brand. Brand is doing so much damage, and that is the Victor finished off. A good attempt by them, but EU Dogs is 2 ahead at this point. 25k to 16k in 12.5 minutes.
wow.
Wow, so Nocturne challenging their fight, but Nocturne ults and kills the Zed, and the trade right there. Kha'Zix trying to finish off. Fights everywhere right now. Cho'Gath now fighting against the Echo. Not enough damage to really do anything there.
What a spectacular end fiesta for this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the stun circle is laid down. Veigar is 1v2 in the bottom lane, still very healthy on health and mana.
Yeah, but then again he has the health to do so, and the range and damage, so why not? Yeah, if we look at the levels once again, looks like Dogs is ahead in all of the lanes.
Yeah, they're ahead at this point, so Victor was ahead at some point, but through the ganks of Nocturne, that lead has been lost. Oh, and now we see Kha'Zix setting up a gank in the top lane, but gets blasted by that Veigar. Just 2 abilities right there, and Brand looking to finish him off, but cannot hit that. It's a good gank attempt, but no follow-up by the team. And there's the Brand ultimate, going to almost take down that Cho'Gath, and it does take him down in the end. Just 1 health, enough of that. And Echo now fighting the Zed. Zed does not have, Zed has the ultimate, ults Echo now, but Echo still has his ultimate as well. Ults back to negate the Zed damage. And now it's Jax against Zed. Zed does not have his cooldowns. Tries to escape, finish off the Echo, but cannot get it. Even blows his flash, but that was a bit far-fetched.
Yeah, well, still worked for the show. Meanwhile, middle lane is pushing, and they're nearing the turret, trying to pick up someone from the bush.
Yeah. Oh, Nocturne ult laid down. Forced the flash by Victor, but Victor is still in the middle of the enemy team. Cannot find his way out of the jungle and gets killed by Nocturne and Brand. Now Kha'Zix in the back lines, maybe looking for a flank. But there's really no follow-up. There's just Cho'Gath and Varus in the middle lane.
Yeah,
Alright, Kha'Zix's coming from behind, going for the Brand, but the Brand is just doing so much damage, killing the Cho'Gath very quickly. Kha'Zix tries to flash Q, but Nocturne also ends that. Varus now running for his life, Echo chasing him right behind. Varus gets to safety under the turret. Now Zed looking for something, but doesn't have the ultimate yet, who has to watch out.
So I just want to point out that it's 15 minutes and 13k gold difference.
Yeah, so I mean, 26 kills in 15 minutes. They've almost gotten 2 kills per minute.
Yeah. But then again, this game is already longer than the last one, so...
This is already longer than the last one, so... EU and Dogs having a little bit of fun with this game. Still hasn't taken the Rift Herald and just looking for more and more kills, but we see a flank by Varus and Zed. Can they find the Nocturne? They do find the Nocturne, but Nocturne does a lot of damage. Ultimate laid down by the Zed. Nocturne is going to die, but can the Zed survive? Varus in the middle of the team. They get 2 shutdowns onto any EU any Dogs. Great pickup by Forgot to Warm Up.
Very nice plays, showing that they truly belonged in this tournament, but just might be a little bit not enough, a little bit too late.
Yeah, meanwhile, even though they got the kill, they're going to lose this middle lane turret here. Now Victor in trouble, caught out of position, gets killed by the Jax, and now the middle lane push continues. Zed does not have ult yet, but looking for the kill there, and Kha'Zix finishes off the Veigar, so we do see some sloppiness from the EU and E Dogs at this point, but we'll see if those kills matter in the end.
Yeah. It might be that like maybe even the Dogs wants to enjoy their time in the spotlight.
Yep.
When the whole nation is looking down on them, watching their performance.
Jax split push into top lane. Level 12 Jax against a level 9 support Cho'Gath. Varus now comes here to help. They're looking to set up wards in the Baron area, as Baron is coming up in 3 minutes, or they might take the Rift Herald.
Yeah. I would like to point out that like right now the Forgot to Warm is really on the defensive. If you look at the warding in their upper jungle, they really have all the vision control you could ask for.
Yeah, so at least they have set up a great vision control in their red jungle, but very difficult for them to fight right now with such a big gold deficit. They're going to push together 4 against 2, but Echo doesn't care. He's just gonna go in. Veigar is gonna take him down. Echo taking fairly low, but still has the ultimate available. Veigar takes Varus down, and now Veigar lands the stun, and ultimates the Victor, takes all of them down. That's a clean 4 for 0 kill for EU and E-Dogs, and they're going to crack open the Nexus.
Yeah. And it was from a like 3v4 situation, so they were like even undermanned in that fight.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter when you have so much damage.
Yeah, going to take down the first inhibitor right here, 32-6. They're just styling at this point.
Yeah.
Kha'Zix looking for the kill, jumping in, going invisible, trying to execute that brand, but little did he know that Nocturne is already there.
Yeah. I kind of get the feeling
that nice kill by the Zed on the Veigar. It actually jumps back in, but cannot get it. And now final fight ensues here, trying to push out the EU and E Dogs. Victor ult laid down. Nocturne has his ultimate available. Jax flashes in, Nocturne comes in, Varus gets deleted right there. Now Cho'Gath in the front line trying to kite away. Jax jumping away to safety, and they just cannot catch them. They're so low.
Yeah. Nice dodge. I kind of get the feeling that like Eonadox is just showing off at this point, because like the last game was so unorthodox and they had well champions, and this game came up also very unorthodox, and they have like 0 to same champions as in the last game.
Yeah, absolutely. So EU and E-Dogs showing off their skill now in the final game of the tournament, having full control of the map, 34-7. Now Echo support against jungle. Kha'Zix getting taken very low. Kha'Zix smites away the blue, but it's going to be taken down by the Echo. Now Victor chasing the Brand. Victor flashes the Veigar stun. It cannot kill the Brand.
Oh, Varus!
But the Varus finishes him off. Now the Victor is gonna trade his life for that. Veigar ultimate does a lot of damage on the Brand.
Yeah. I don't think I have ever seen an Echo support deleting the enemy jungler in that way.
Yeah, 22 stack Magi's support Echo doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, and styling points for the Nocturne there.
Yeah.
Ulting for the Cho'Gath right there. Kha'Zix looking for the kill, gets flashed away, finishes off the Veigar. Now Kha'Zix came down, and EU and E-Dogs will take the #1 place in the Finnish Student Championships of 2018, pushing in for the Nexus.
Yeah, Euna Dogs finishing with a comfortable 30 kill lead in 21 minutes.
In 21 minutes, yeah, they're going to push for the end here. Still trying to defend. Forgot to warm up, clears the minion waves. But the game is nearing its end now. Nocturne and Brand now pushing in. And they're barely able to deal with the super minions.
Yeah. I really must applaud Forgot to warm up though, because like in a normal game, people would have like just given up already. But they're still in this.
But they're still making plays, trying their best to get picks, and they are doing that. But unfortunately, the skill difference here is large enough that they cannot win this game. Brand actually gets taken down, but Cho'Gath now going to be killed. Jax takes down the Victor as well. Now Nocturne ult on the Zed gets taken down. Jax as well, finishing off the Kha'Zix. Varus, the last team alive, but that will be the end of this tournament. Congratulations for EU and E-Dogs.
Congratulations! It was truly amazing to see someone of your caliber. You are the very well-deserved champions.
Yes, Eli. Thanks to our audience.